Okay, let's do a little test here for upstairs. Check 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see, I got 2 minutes. I'm going to run a little bit of this interview just so they can test. You know, every once in a while a guy gets the feeling, boy, I should have just stayed in bed. I don't know about you, Coach, but heading into that fourth quarter last week, I sort of had that feeling. I thought you had one of the best comments after the game, and amidst all the problems, the adversity, told your kids, the only good thing about today, we got a game coming up next week, so a chance for redemption. But I think the first question, the big question is, how about this week of practice? What have you seen from your team, and maybe your senior leadership, that leads you to believe maybe we have a little different outcome today?
Well, in terms of senior leadership, we got 3 captains out that aren't dressing today. We got a couple that are, and we've had to work this week and trying to get some underclassmen to step up in a leadership role. You know, when you get your butt kicked, you know, you've got a choice. You can just crawl up in the corner and wait for it to happen again, or you can fight like crazy and do what you're supposed to do and scratch and claw and try to find a way to win. So, I mean, I challenged the coaches this week. We've changed some things in practice, tried to do a better job of teaching.
Okay, that's all I'll really have time for, so. Check 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Things very quiet here. Good, excellent, excellent. Got thumbs up from Charlie, so that's good news. And I would say any time over the next half minute, time of your choosing, we'll be ready to rock and roll. And it's October, and finally a home game for the football Cougars. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Parson. St. Francis very glad to get home after last Saturday's meltdown in Chicago. Cougars on the short end of a 38-0 butt kick to St. Xavier. But today's task will not be any really easier, facing a Siena Heights team that, A, comes in here today off for a come-from-behind win 13-8 last Saturday over USF Joliet, and B, well, 2 weeks ago, they lost only 20-13 to the same SHU team that blew the doors off St. Francis a week ago. And are you ready for C? Also a Saints team that came into Darcy Stadium here in 2019 and beat USF 24-14 the last time these two teams did meet. But as Coach Donnelly said after last week's game, the only good news and about that loss, we've got another game coming up next week, and that is here today, a chance for redemption. Can St. Francis bounce back and recover a little bit of its swagger here today? We'll take a timeout. We've got some developments also, not all of it good news, but we'll go back and talk about that. We'll circle back, check in with Coach D coming up after the timeout. This is Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana. Okay, Guy, we're underway. I'm going to pot me down.
To share school pride. Now it's your turn, Cougar fans, to help the pep band by singing the USF fight song. So, it's a 43-inch thing.
You know, every once in a while a guy gets the feeling, boy, I should have just stayed in bed. I don't know about you, Coach, but heading into that fourth quarter last week, I sort of had that feeling. I thought you had one of the best comments after the game, and amidst all the problems, the adversity, told your kids, the only good thing about today, we got a game coming up next week, so a chance for redemption. But I think the first question, the big question is, how about this week of practice? What have you seen from your team, and maybe your senior leadership, that leads you to believe maybe we have a little different outcome today?
Well, in terms of senior leadership, we got 3 captains out that aren't dressing today. We got a couple that are, and we've had to work this week and trying to get some underclassmen to step up in a leadership role. When you get your butt kicked, you've got a choice. You can just crawl up in the corner and wait for it to happen again, or you can fight like crazy and do what you're supposed to do and scratch and claw and try to find a way to win. So, I challenged the coaches this week. We've changed some things in practice, tried to do a better job of teaching to eliminate mental errors, put our players in a position where they just got to go and make plays. We just did not make plays a week ago. We didn't tackle well. We didn't cover well. We dropped balls, turned the ball over. You're not going to win like that. Going back, losing Roney, game 1, Holman, game 2, James, game 3. There's 3 captains. So, we've always had the approach, it's the next guy up, and it's going to take some of these young pups. You're going to have to grow up and be big dogs, and they got to do it today.
I think one of the things that impressed me most about St. Xavier was those linebackers that roamed sideline to sideline. It reminded me of the Pearson Harnish, Eric Dutton days, where they did the same thing. They rode sideline to sidelines, played with authority, made sure tackles. That was kind of missing.
Yeah, they were a good football team. That's the best St. X team they've had, maybe in about 10 years or so. They're good. They're probably going to win that league on that side. They're a good football team. But they beat the team that we're playing today by a touchdown. And they had a special team touchdown to do it. So that being said, this is the best defense we're going to play all year.
Well, talking about Siena Heights, they beat St. Francis here in 2019. We never scored in the second half in that ball game, and like you mentioned, they were just a touchdown down to St. Xavier. What do you see? This team doesn't seem to score a lot of points, but they don't give up a lot of points with that good defense.
Well, they're too deep in the defensive line, and all 8 of them are close to 300 pounds. They're stout. They're tough. You can't move them. They're very, very physical. They got great athletes on the back end. Keep the ball in front of them, and they rally to the football underneath and tackle well. So their philosophy is keep it close, and if you can score a touchdown or 2 and kick a field goal or 2, you're going to win. So we've got to find a way to get points on the scoreboard, and losing our kicker today, it's going to be quite challenging. We're a couple freshmen, I'm sure, got a little nervous right now in their belly, but they're going to have to step up. They're the next guys up.
Where there's problems, there's opportunities. Best of luck today.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Coach Kevin Danley with his pregame thoughts. Cougars come in ranked number 25 in this week's poll. They're 1-1 after that 38-0 loss on the road at St. Xavier last week. Kevin Danley in his 24th year, first and only coach the Cougars have had in their illustrious career. In the spring, they were 2-2. Matt Cohn is the head coach of Siena Heights. The Saints in his 6th year, they were 1-2 coming in today. They were 2-2 also in the spring. We're coming back with more. We'll take a look at who's not playing, just as important as perhaps from a St. Francis standpoint, who is playing today. Right after this timeout, this is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Cougar marching band coming off the field, getting ready for the opening kickoff. And before that, the meeting at midfield. Our referee today is Dale Wagner. 72 degrees here at kickoff, cloudy skies. Weatherman's going to be the issue, saying that rain will come in sometime this afternoon. The question is when. Last night, the TV report said around 4 to 5 o'clock, but weather.com earlier today is saying maybe as early in the second half we may get some sprinkles, so we hope that things hold off and we can get this game in before the really significant rain may come in later on this afternoon. Winds out of the south-southwest at about 7 miles an hour. Well, we mentioned, very important, who's not playing today for St. Francis. Interesting story about Snyder's Jack James, who's been the Cougar kicker here the last couple of years, I should say this year. Tripped on the carpet, apparently, and broke his foot, so he is out. Noticing that they were warming up, and I want to check his name. We'll see if it is Derek Robb, who's actually a junior out of Bellefontaine, played at Bellefontaine High School. He may be the designated kicker today. In fact, I understand that Coach was even trying to check with some of the soccer kids, and probably even the women, because you see that now more often. Occasionally there's a girl kicker that football teams are employing, but looks like they're going to go with Rob today, and we'll confirm that as we get ready for the kickoff here coming up momentarily. University of St. Francis football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, proudly underwritten by Indiana Physical Therapy, also by Momper Insulation, Bishop Loras High School, Northeast Chiropractic Center, and Glenbrook Dodge. For more information, be sure to visit redeemerradio.com/underwriters for clickable links to each and every one of their websites. So Jack James is out today with a broken foot. Will Homan picked up an ankle injury last week, and is expected to be another week, maybe 2 weeks away from being able to play again. And of course, Reese Roney with the knee injury. He's hoping to come back and play in a couple of weeks. I don't think we're going to see him today. Didn't get that impression from the coaching staff and from Coach. But you look at last week's game, but what can you say? Missed opportunities early, then later for USF in Chicago, but plenty of mistakes contributed to that 38-0 shutout loss at St. Xavier. St. Francis was 0 for 2 in the red zone. St. X was 3 for 3, and also -2 in the turnover column for the Cougars. And it didn't help they gave up 6 sacks as well, spelling the worst road shutout loss since 1999, and it was also a 38-0 butt kick by Georgetown down in Kentucky. That was a year that the Cougars really turned things around. Their second year, made the playoffs, feeling good about themselves. Georgetown brought them back to reality in 1999. Last week, quarterback Heath Simmons, he was 26 of 41 through the air, 205 yards, not bad as far as that, but 2 interceptions, and sacked in his own right 5 times. Devin Cenarius, best day receiving. In fact, he started the game at St. X with 3 straight catches, finished with a team-high 7 catches for 48 yards. And DeAndre Miles also had 2 catches for 60 yards. Rushing, after a pair of 100-yard running days at Judson, Will Homan, who had just played briefly in the first quarter, and Cam Peterson, they combined for 19 carries and just 70 yards. So that was quite a letdown as well. Jay Siegel now coming out to join his co-captains, and having the meeting at midfield with the Siena Heights co-captains as well. Reese Roney out there, crutches, in the civilian suit. So we mentioned our referee today, Dale Wagner, getting ready to throw the coin, and we'll get the feeling here. Now the rest of the Cougars starting to come out. We've got our eyes at midfield, and referee Wagner about ready to let us know. Oh, there's the coin toss. See if they can find it. Kind of took a bounce left. Now they're talking to Roney. So it'll be St. Francis moving to the south end zone. And let's see if we can pick up St. Francis won the toss, deferred. It means Siena Heights will come out of the north to our left, and they will receive the opening kickoff. And so we are just moments away from the start of this football game with Siena Heights 1-2 on the year. Got their first win of the season last week. Had to come from behind at home to beat USF Illinois 13-8. Neither team scored in the second half. Siena Heights used a big second quarter 56-yard pass play from 6'3" freshman quarterback Ryan Miner in his debut, connecting with top receiver Eric Williams for the deciding touchdown. Miner finished last week 14 of 22 on the day through the air, 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked twice. Williams leads them in receiving, had 5 catches to top the Saints last week, 83 yards and 1 touchdown. A couple of former Fort Wayne folks on the Siena Heights roster. Jalen Vanderbosch, a lot of you Concordia Cadet fans will remember him, still wearing uniform number 8 as I understand it. And Ty Smith, good tall receiver at 6'3" out of Northrop. He is also with Siena Heights. Last week the Saints recorded defensively 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery. They also had 2 interceptions. Cole Merlin, you're going to hear his name a lot today, middle linebacker, led them with 14 tackles last week, 2 for loss, and also a sack. Another linebacker, Nick Stallworth, had 10 tackles, 6, just a half a tackle for loss. And safety Cage Callery and linebacker Andrew McGahee, they each had an interception. So we get ready. And how will this day fare? Saints spread out. And are they going to have Miner back there in kick return? Now I believe they've got a couple of different numbers. I think that's Cole Merlin back in kick return. Had Eric Williams last week, had 2 kick returns against USF Illinois. Had a long of 29, averaged 27.5 yards. And who will kick off for St. Francis? Will it be Derek Robb? Don't think so. It is going to be Adam Hostler out of Huntington North. So the job is open today. Who wants to be a kicker? Here we go. Kick coming up, a nice long end-over-end kick. That's taken a yard deep. They'll bring it out. Cross the 10 to the 15, cut to the right side and cut down inside of the 20-yard line. So the Cougars with some energy and great kickoff coverage pursuit. And it'll be Siena Heights back inside their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, moving from left to right. Expecting to see Ryan Miner. Part of the confusion is they have double numbers in a number of ways. Both defensively, Cole Merlin, their top tackler, and Ryan Miner, their quarterback, each wear uniform number 11. So that can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes, and hopefully not everybody's in there at the same time. Miner in there at quarterback, out of the shotgun, looks to hand it off. Here's a run to the right side, a little running room, and jumping over a tackler across the 25 to the 27-yard line. So with the ball, that was Caleb Jefferson, a 6'1" running back, 220-pounder out of Bluffton, Ohio. He'll pick up about 8 yards. As the run game has not been real proficient this year for the Saints, they are averaging only 94 yards a game on the ground, and now there was movement, and I believe somebody up front for St. Francis jumped. That'll be an automatic first down if it, well, the officials are conferring, so let's hold the gun on that. Dale Wagner, our referee, about ready to let us know. And they do move the change and the penalty against St. Francis. Will Swartz drew the flag. As far as penalties last week, St. Francis had 6 for 45 yards, but that's a freebie. That's a gimme for Siena Heights. Now they're up across their 32-yard line, close to the 33, and 1st and 10. And they'll stay in the one-back look with 2 wide to the left side. Miner was 14 of 22 last week in his debut. Play action. No, he does hand that off. Better defense this time on the right side defensively. Kyle Miazga and Dakari Jones. Dakari Jones has been playing well this year, the 6'2 junior. Alfred Moore, we mentioned his name and number 95 2 weeks ago at Judson. That's a gain of 1 only, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Minor, though, last week, 64% completion average, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Brings up 2nd and 10 from the Saints' 33-yard line.
2nd down and 9, actually, is what we're looking at. Ball is right at the 34-yard line. Now, Cousineau, they split him out wide left, and now timeout. Confusion by the Saints offensively. So we will have a stoppage with 13:37 remaining in this first quarter. Kind of a slow, jittery start for both teams here in this huge ball game in the Mid-States Football Association Mid-East League. This is a league game. Both the teams come in. Well, St. Francis comes in at 1-1. No losses in the league. And the same for Siena Heights. They're 1-2. But again, no losses in the Mid-East League. As far as other games going on, number 5, Concordia. That's the Cardinals. They are home today to take on number 11, Indiana Wesleyan. That's a very big game as far as the Mid-East League. Number 7, Marion. They are traveling to Taylor. 5-0 Lawrence Tech. They are idle today, as well as Madonna. We'll see the Crusaders next week here into Darcy Stadium. They're a first-year program effectively, and it'll be the first matchup. Eric Williams is in. Now they send him to the left. No, they want to reverse him back to the right. Kashawn Prather. They'll split him, flank him actually white. They have 2 tandem receivers out to the left side. Minor barking out the signals. Once motion now by Williams. Comes right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Looks on play action. Gives the ball to Williams. Williams steps out of a tackle. Works left side. And lost the football, but out of bounds. Cougars may have come up with it, but I think it was out of bounds already. Officials conferring. There's been no indication yet. Well, I tell you what, St. Francis was sure that they came up with a football. Isaiah Higgins jumping up and down, but it's going to be retained, and they are just simply going to, well, there's still a referee, Dale Wagner, still talking on the far sidelines. The ball, meanwhile, is up around the 40-yard line, the 41. And I believe they've allowed the play to stand as is with the ball fumbled out of bounds. They are going to reset the play clock, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Saints, moving from left to right as we look at it. On 3rd downs last week, Siena Heights was 4 of 15 for 27%. Just a tad better for the season, and this is their 4th game. They were at 28%. So they've got to get the ball up to about their own 43 on this snap, you would believe. 2 wide to the right, now a little bit of motion. Cousineau, they reset him tight to the right. They want to run the ball, and they will have or close to the first down. Depends on the spot, and yes, they will move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 for Siena Heights, moving from left to right. Saints not huddling up. They hurry back up to the line of scrimmage. This time the wide side comes to the right, 2 wide out there. Cougars shifting defensively. Alfred Moore in and out. Now they flip him from left defensive end to right defensive end. Have Caleb Jefferson out to split wide to the left, the lone wide out there. Minor out of the shotgun once again, play action fake, and did hand it off, and Jefferson, they handed the ball off to him, and he is nailed for a loss. So a good play again defensively by St. Francis. That might have been Moore, Alfred Moore, that came through there. If that is the case, a good job of shifting him from left defensive end to right. Now they're going to move him back to left defensive end. So that's a loss of about 4. 2nd down and 14. Just under 12 minutes remaining. Opening series of the football game between Siena Heights here on the road today at Darcy Stadium and the University of St. Francis Cougars. Here is a Minor dropping the throw. Looks to the left side. He's got a wide open catch. That is bobbled out of bounds, but they really had that was Eric Williams that got a foot inbounds. So enough to make the play, and they're in the Cougar territory. Well, some of the umbrellas, at least one right in front of us going up. Unfortunately, so we are going to have to stand here, and they will be a yard deep into Cougar territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They do not have a first down. It'll be 3rd down and along 3. But at the Cougar 49, they need to get to the 46 on this snap. Minor this time out of the pistol. Running back lined up behind him. Motion right to left. They'll hand it off. Here's an off-tackle run. And again, they are getting the spot of the ball around the 45. And that will be good for the first down. They'll move the chains. So they are +1 on their last 2 carries for first down coverage. And they'll have it 1st and 10 right at the St. Francis 45-yard line. Jared Jordan now has checked into the ball game as the running back. There was movement, and that again on the hard count is going to draw Will Swartz his second penalty, encroachment, and another easy 5-yard walk-off for Siena Heights with nothing to do but just move 5 yards closer to the goal line.
Offsides, defense, number 94, 5-yard penalty, replay.
Unfortunately, not able to get the referee Dale Wagner's microphone here today. We thought we had a chance at it. Now, here's the set. 2 wide to the right, the wide side of the field. Minor out of the pistol, barking out the signals. Movement again defensively. Is that going to be yet another penalty against St. Francis? Officials are conferring this time. Wonder if maybe some kind of a hard count, false count.
Offsides.
Yeah, it's going to be offsides again. This time, 2 of the defensive linemen,
First down.
including Miyazaga, I think, jumped as well. So that'll take the ball to the 35, and it's been too easy.
First down.
About 10 yards the easy way on a couple of 5-yard penalties. A little motion now right to left behind the line of scrimmage. And here is the run. And boy, St. Francis is there to shut that down. They've been very good. By and large, River Walsh came up and run support.
Caleb Jefferson, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 7, River Walsh.
So let's see if that was Jared Jordan in there with the carry. That'll be credited with the yard gain. If so, that would be his 37th carry for 174 yards. He had just 1 carry last week for 49 yards. Second down and 9. Minor now with his team just kind of lingering around the line of scrimmage. Everybody's standing around. Eric Williams as well. He's part of a trips package now to the right side. Minor, play action fake, screens the ball near side, and that is dropped that time. It's ruled no catch, and I tell you what, Eric Williams took a big hit that time. Cougars were coming. They read the play perfectly, and that may have been Higgins that came in there, and I tell you what, Eric Williams is still down on bended knee. So it'll be 3rd down. We have the clock stop with 9:50 remaining. We're going to have an injury timeout down below for Eric Williams. He had his bell rung. I mean, that was perfectly read by the Cougar defense. So timeout down below. We have no score. 9:50 remains in the opening quarter. It will be ball at the 34-yard line of St. Francis. Siena Heights has got it when we return to Darcy Stadium. And this is Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Williams, by the way, jumped up and ran off the field under his own power, just had his bell rung. But now it's 3rd down and 9. There were 4 of 15 last week against USF Illinois. Minor dropping the throw, steps up, throws to the right side, a wiffle ball. That is caught inside the 30-yard line, taken down, I think, around the 25 on the near sidelines. And let's see if that's enough. It is for the first down. They'll move the chains once again. And once again, the Saints just kind of picking what
at the Cougar 24-yard line.
the Cougar defense gives them. That was Jared Jordan coming out of the backfield and made the catch. That was kind of a wiffle ball, kind of not the real spiral that you would like to see. Kuza now in the ball game. He is part of it. Trips package wide left. Eric Williams is right back in there. They're going to stay with Caleb Jefferson, who had 13 carries for 41 yards last week. He's offset to the left. Here's Miner looking to his left, looking, screens the ball once again, and good tackle. And Miner got away, or I should say Eric Williams got away from the tackle, but they slowed him up enough till St. Francis got some help and limit that gain. And let's see if they do have a gain. Let's get where they're going to mark the ball. Looks like it might be about a yard loss back around the 25. So let's call it second down and about 11. This time the wide side is to the right. Miner ready to take the snapbacks away. Cougars did not jump on the hard count. Play clock it down to 7. Here we go again. And they're going to give the ball off on a run. That was Caleb Jefferson trying the left side. Offensive line, big one for Siena Heights. He averaged $293 a man. Garrett Vanover at center. Nick Turchino along with Jefferson Edwards are the guards. Walter Bachman and Abraham Wildermuth, I should say. 6'4", junior, 290. He anchors the left tackle. That is not much of a gain, and maybe got a yard back. Brings up third down and 10. Obviously 4-down yardage area. Wide right, Jared Jordan now in the slot. And here is a Miner rolling to his right, buying time. Throws to the corner. The end zone's got a man out there, but they did not get a foot in bounds. Made the catch. A little post-corner roach, but no good. And that'll bring up fourth down. Let's see if they go with the field goal. Intended receiver at that time was Shamar Askin. No, I'm checking Bobby Opoluski out of Lapeer. So they will try a 40-yard field goal. Anthony Secchi is the field goal kicker. He is 5 for 5, has a long of 43. This one will be from about 41 yards out, has got the distance, hooking a little bit. Let's see, and no good. Left it wide right. So no score here at Dorsey Stadium. Missed field goal from 45 yards. Leaves it a 0-0 ball game, and clock being commanded by Siena Heights. So University of St. Francis finally gets their first possession of this ball game. They'll have it at the 24-yard line, moving from right to left as we look at it. Heath Simmons last week, you look at some of the numbers, not bad, 26 of 41. I mean, folks, that's 63% completion, but no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked 6 times. Those weren't so good numbers. Expecting Cam Peterson to do the load today. Here's play action fake. Simmons loads, fires to the right. He's got a comeback catch and out of bounds very quickly. Devin Cenarius, that's the way the game started last week. He caught 3 straight passes. This one is good for 7 yards. So it'll bring up second down and short. Cougars with an offensive line minus Reese Rohde, but still averaging right around 289, 299. Or I should say 289, 290 with Tuyasa Sopo in there now, the 318-pound junior replacing Roney. Second down and short, they'll give it off to Cam Peterson, and he's buried. May not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, tackled at the 30-yard line. So that will be a loss of a couple, and third down coming up. They've got to get out to the 35. So it'll be third down and a long 4. 2 wide receivers wide to the near side. Here's Simmons quickly looking, dancing, checks off, throws over the middle, and we're not going to get it. Catch was made, but there's a penalty flag thrown. Might have been a high hit. Let's see, might be a hit on a defensive receiver. Normally that was Cenarius once again, slow getting up and now pops to his feet. And we'll check the penalty coming up, which way it goes on. You would think it goes on the defense. Boy, the crew came running right out to tend to Cenarius. Well, I'm looking for Dale Wagner. He's in the Cougar backfield right now, talking to 3 of his officiating crew. They're going to pick up the football. They have not picked up the flag as of yet. Notice this year longer and longer discussions among the officiating crew. Noticed back at Judson twice they picked up the flags. And I must put the footnote, they picked up the flags against the Eagles. Right now they pick up the football, and it looks like it's going against Siena Heights. Targeting is the call. Wow.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Number 11 has been disqualified.
That means Cole Merlin, their leading tackler with 52 tackles coming in, assessed the ejection for targeting. He is gone for the day. That is huge, folks. So with 6:36 remaining in this first quarter, targeting ejects Cole Merlin, and the Cougars now have 1st and 10 across their 45 at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. That is a dramatic change about in the complexion of this football game, especially in view of all the players that St. Francis has lost due to injury. Cougars again with some new numbers in there. Here is that little feed to the near side and a gain into Siena Heights territory. Matt Kamakewicz, he got the ball into his hands. A little flip and working from right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Hurry up offense now for St. Francis. That's a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Simmons drops to throw, looks, throws over the middle, and that is wide and low, fortunately, because Saints were converging. Gabe Callery with 2 interceptions already this year, one last week against USF Illinois, nearly had his 2nd in a row against a USF team. But that will stop the clock with 5:57 remaining in the quarter, but brings up 3rd down and 3 for St. Francis. They were 5 of 15 at St. X last week for 33%. Still very good on the season, 46%. Need about 3 yards. Inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. There was movement. Blitz coming defensive left side, and they've got Simmons. Did not see it coming. He was looking that way all the way, but did not recognize the blitz coming. And they've got him for a sack, and you've just got to be smarter than that. Got to pick that up, everybody, and that not just Heath. That happens far too often, and the loss is back to the 47, and now no Jack James in there to punt. Let's see if it's Derek Robb. It is, so out of Bellefontaine, he will be the punter today, at least right now. High snap, and puts it up. Got a nice little bit of a spiral. Fair catch is called at the 20-yard line, and Siena Heights has got the football back. And we have 5:04 remaining here in this first quarter. We still have no score between Siena Heights and the University of St. Francis. Cougars back home at Darcy Stadium next Saturday afternoon, as we mentioned, 12 noon once again, high noon. The kickoff against Madonna University, taking on the Crusaders. It'll be the first time ever matchup. They were supposed to play during the so-called spring season. COVID out on us. But now 1st and 10. Minor back in there as quarterback. And looks to take this first snap. Play action fake, screens the ball again left side. And again, St. Francis hurries to the football. That'll be a gain of only about 1 yard. Trying to get that into the flats. Now, what do we have going on? A little extracurriculars on the sideline over the way, but officials step in, and doesn't look like there's going to be any harm, any foul on that. Saints might be still a little bit upset about that targeting call. It was a high hit, but probably arguable. But the officials did confer. Joey Schaufelberger will come in defensively. Had 2 tackles last week, a half a tackle for loss. Boy, they're taking forever. Apparently there was a flag dropped on the far sidelines out there.
Personal foul faced defense number 14.
That goes against, it was a personal foul.
Defense,
Isaiah Higgins.
those yardages offset. The down counts.
Oh, wait a minute. They said it was offsetting. They were 2 personal fouls. Didn't catch the Siena Heights culprit, but they offset. So it comes right back to the 21 because they were marking off 15 yards against Isaiah Higgins. But there was also an offsetting similar foul against Siena Heights, and the ball still at 2nd down and 9 with the ball at the 21-yard line.
The face mask foul creates a first down for Siena Heights.
Now, why would it be first down? And why would the ball be at the 21 then? If the play didn't count. Because they were starting at the 20-yard line, so something's not quite right. Let's see if Dale Wagner's able to figure things out. It's either one way, it's either 2nd and 9 at the 21, or it's 1st and 10 at the 20. But they're going to have it 1st and 10 at the 21. Don't think that's right, folks. Think there's something wrong. But that's the way it is going to be here today. And they still not marked the ball ready for play, and they're taking just an eternity. Everybody's just standing around. And what is the delay? A lot of questions, not many answers today. Now they finally start the play clock. So 1st and 10 at the 21. Little motion left to right again behind the line of scrimmage. Minor barking out the signals. Read option. Now throws the ball up. That one's picked off. St. Francis has got it. Return inside the 20. Down inside the 15. Down to the 11-yard line. Picked off by Bailey Parker. Parker with the pick and the interception as Minor put it up for grabs. So the Cougars in business. They'll have it at the Saints 11-yard line. 1st and 10, trying to draw first blood. Well, Kevin Downey in the pregame talked about one of the things urging the upperclassmen to step up. There are opportunities where there are problems with all the injuries. Somebody needs to make plays, and so far Bailey Parker has made the biggest one. Now Jay Siegel comes in. He's wide to the right. Cam Peterson, the running back, offset to the left side. Kamakewicz, slot left. He comes in motion. Left to right behind the line of scrimmage, and they'll hand the ball off, and Peterson can find no running room whatsoever. They came up on the right side, and Trenton Morrow buried him. They played run all the way, and a loss back around the 14-yard line, a loss of 3. One of the Saints lost his helmet, Andrew Loria, 310-pound senior defensive tackle. He comes off at least for one play. Clock should be running. It runs inside of 4 minutes now. Cougars making some personnel changes as well. Offensive line, 289, Jared Almeida center. Tony Smith and Lucas Fender at guard, Solomon Sidu and Brown Tuyasasopo at tackles today. Simmons has got Siegel in motion, left to right, looks on the read action, gave it to Peterson again, going nowhere, another yard, and they're playing run all the way. Nowhere to run that time as the offense not able to open up a bit of a hole. And instead of 1st and 10 at the 11, it's now 3rd and 14 back around the 16-yard line. Coming down to 3 minutes. Siegel again split wide right. Kamakewicz in the slot inside of him. One wide to the left. That's Cenarius. Simmons wants to throw, looking for Cenarius, trying to make the catch. Does he hold on? No, that was DeAndre Miles had the ball for a moment. It would have been a spectacular catch. Turned his body to the right while backpedaling, but the ground separated from the ball, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now, no Jack James to attempt the field goal. Do you just simply try to get it down inside the 3-yard line or down inside the 2? Or are you going to try the field goal, which could be a little bit of a challenge? And let's see if they do try the field goal, who it will be. Offensive unit is still out there. Was there a penalty thrown because Dale Wagner is coming over? Let us know something.
Ineligible downfield. Number 46 of the offense was covered up in the formation and went downfield. That penalty has been declined.
It is 4th down, and they will attempt the field goal. This one will be a 33-yard field goal. Hostler on to try to get for the ball, and that one's going to be an automatic 1st down with 1:05 remaining, and Siena Heights will have the football. Question is where. Don't believe that's going to be a spot foul. Waiting for the officials to sort things out with the penalty. Dale Wagner coming over to let us know.
Pass interference. Defense, number 16. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Yeah, Bailey Parker draws the interference call. So again, everybody moving back upfield. They were expecting maybe the ball to be spotted into Cougar territory. As it is, the walk-off takes the ball up to the 43-yard line of Siena Heights. And it will be 1st and 10 with 1:05 remaining in the quarter. Spencer Petit has checked into the ball game now. One defensive end position, defensive right. And the Cougars show corner blitz for a moment as well, but they run the ball, and that is not going to work. Will not get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe if that barely, as Dakari Jones came shooting through there from his defensive end position. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And the clock should continue to run. It does inside of 45 seconds now. 2nd down and 10. They had 3 wide to the left, but Eric Williams, now they want him coming to the near side. He'll be the slot flanker. And Minor Cougars load up on the left side defensively. Play action fake. They throw it at Williams. He's got a block and works, steps out of a tackle, spins, still on its feet inside the 35-yard line of St. Francis down to the 32. Nice nimble footwork that time by the sophomore, the 6-footer, Eric Williams. Dances for the yak yards, those yards after the catch. And hurry up offense now with 21 seconds remaining. Clock is moving. 1st and 10 at the USF 23. Minor again looking at the read option, hands it off. Kuzno believes, tripped up, gets down to the 32, maybe close to the 31. That should be the final play of the opening quarter, and it will be. And 3-0 in favor of St. Francis as a hero in the making right now.
At the end of 1 quarter play, your University of St.
As
Francis 3.
Aiden Hostler, 5'11" kicker, sophomore out of Huntington North, comes in and hits the 36-yard field goal. Cougars on top after 1 here at Darcy Stadium, 3-0. We'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana.
It's a autograph, and if you catch one, please go see the cheerleaders for your free prize, courtesy of Midwest America Federal Credit Union. Who wants a football?
Back at Darcy Stadium, Joe Parson with you. Glad you could join us. Well, started 72 degrees today, cloudy skies. Pretty much still the same way. 3-0 in favor of St. Francis. We head to quarter number 2. It will be 2nd down and 9. This time the Saints move from right to left towards the north end zone. Ryan Miner, 6'3" freshman quarterback, 14 of 22 last week, 428 yards in his debut, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They won 13-8. And now trying to come from behind here. 2 wide to the left on the read option. Wants to throw the ball, checks off, and is going to be swarmed upon. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Not that, though. He got to the 33. That's a loss back to the original line.
Number 5, Dakari Jones of the Cougars.
Dakari Jones credited for getting in there and making the stop. And good coverage that time downfield by St. Francis. Miner now comes back on the field for St. Francis along with Pat T. So 3rd down and long. 2 safeties back for St. Francis. Bailey Parker's already had an interception today. Damon Hunter nearly had one. Here is Miner. Quick throws to the right side. Nice fingertip catch. And reaching. Don't think they're going to get enough. That'll be a gain inside the 28. Interesting. Jefferson Edwards was motioning first down, but they're 4 yards away from the first down. Spot that ball at the 27-yard line. It's 3rd down and a long 4. No, it is 4th down. Okay, it is 4th down. They'll try a field goal. This time it will be a 44-yard attempt.
44, Anthony
Secchi, who's hit from 43. This one from 44. Kick is on the way. It is long enough and looks good. It is good. So Secchi from 44 yards out. It's been a game of field goals. And right now, this one from 44 yards out with 14-13 remaining in this second quarter. Enough to tie this ball game up at 3s apiece on the scoreboard clock. We'll check out. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM, Northeast Indiana. Welcome back, everybody. Joe Parson with you here in the press box at the University of St. Francis. Looks like Cameron Johnson now has checked into the ball game. The new younger players for St. Francis in kick return. You know, we had a great game last night in the Battle of the Bishops. Bishop Rhodes was on hand. And that game was also exciting. Went down to a 45-yard field goal attempt that went wide right by Bishop Dwenger and left Bishop Luers winning the game 41-38. Today it's been a battle of field goals earlier, 3-3. High kick, end over end. That one is picked up and returned across the 10 to the 15. Ran into his own man, gets away from one. Still looking for some running room. Cameron Johnson takes a hit. Got only up, and now there's another penalty flag thrown. Should we see another targeting call?
There's a penalty marker on the field.
We'll wait and see. They've already lost their top tackler, Cole Merlin, early in this ball game. Now Dale Wagner again with 3 of his crew. They will discuss this and see which way the penalty and the walk-off goes. You never want to assume, but already Siena Heights is backing way up. Sometimes you just can't believe your lying eyes, can you? The officials picking up a flag and coming over to the near sidelines. I think that's just basically to replace the football. It will be St. Francis in control of the football now in this 3-3 tie. Here's Dale Wagner. No, maybe not. Backs away.
There's no foul for a horse collar during the kick. Offsides, kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the end run for St. Francis.
Okay, there were 2 penalties. Horse collar was the first one. They picked up the flag, decided they didn't want to call that, but instead offsides with Siena Heights on the kickoff. They'll walk that off 5 yards after the return. That'll take the ball across the 20 up to the 24-yard line. So Heath Simmons comes back in now with his Cougar offense, trying to get things going in this 3-3 tie. Had a feeling that points might be a premium today by both these teams. Simmons out of the pistol. Too wide to the short side. Kamakewicz in motion, but counter run. Peterson looking and runs into a wall at the 25. Carries the pile forward for a yard, maybe 2 yards, up to about the 27. That's a tough run because they were stacked and ready for it. Had 12 carries last week for 20 yards. That's a gain of about, let's call it 3, and brings up a short 7. Jay Siegel's not seen the ball so far today. He's wide to the left side. Jalen Williams has got the coverage on him. Siegel this time flanks out. There's motion, though, left to right behind the line of scrimmage. He may have turned up early. Here's Cenarius with the catch, short of the first down. Brings it across the 30 up to about the 31, maybe the 32. They'll be short of the first down stick by a couple of yards. So every yard is a challenge today for St. Francis. Cougars come up to the line of scrimmage once again. Third down, needing a couple of yards. They have not been easy to come by today on the ground. Simmons checks that Siena Heights defense. Looks at a blitz possibly coming defensive right side, backs off, throws, and that's a high ball and maybe intercepted at midfield. Let's see how they rule it. It was deflected, floated in the air. And are they going to rule it no catch? They will. They'll bring it back. Boy, that was close to trouble. It ruled an incomplete pass. So instead, it'll bring up 4th down and 2. Kevin Donnelly not messing around today. They'll bring in the punt team. And that's Derek Robb out of Bellefontaine to punt the ball away. Mitch Howell comes back in punt return. Had one against USF Illinois last week for 17 yards. Waits back at his 30. Penalty flag is thrown. That's off the side of the foot. That's probably a very fortunate flag, even if it does cost St. Francis 5 yards. Now again, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving in the middle of the line. Jalen Williams got involved from Siena Heights with one of the Cougars. Again, Kevin Donnelly very intent to see what that called, but it is 5 yards backed up, just across the 35 to the 36. In fact, is where Siena Heights goes back on offense. Game of field goals. Hostler hit one for USF, and Secchi with another one from 44 yards out early in the second quarter, and we are tied at 3-3. And here comes that St. offense back on the field now. 1st and 10, Ryan Miner has looked sharp at times, not so sharp other times. And why not? He's a freshman. Just one safety back for St. Francis right now. Bailey Parker's had an interception today against Ryan Miner. Miner hard count, backs away. Still plenty of time on the play clock. 12:32 remains until intermission. We may enjoy another visit today at halftime from Father John Sheehan. We'll see how that goes. Miner now ready. Hands the ball off. Here's a cut to the left side. And boy, Cougars not making good tackles at all. Run across by Jared Jordan. Steps his way across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Hunter came up and made the stop. Now hurry up offense as Siena Heights is back quickly to the line of scrimmage, but again they'll walk away. They want to check and see coaching staff how they read the Cougar defense. Still just the one safety back. And Miner again ready. Looks quickly to his right. He's got one wide receiver to the right. Read option, throws near side. Easy pitch and catch midfield. Gain inside the 45. River Walsh knocks him out of bounds here on the near sidelines. But for a first down, not till they get to the Cougar 43. Cousineau came up with that ball.
Pushed out of bounds by number 7, River Walsh.
And 1st and 10, and very methodical. Siena Heights on the attack. On offense now at the USF 43. They read again, and here's a play. They run the ball down to the 41-yard line, maybe another yard to the 40. Jared Jordan getting a lot of reps here today. 205-pound junior, 5'11". Picks up 3 yards, second down and 7. Getting a little bit darker now to the southwest here at Darcy Stadium. Hopefully the rain stays away till the end of this ball game. Conflicting weather reports about what we might see. Now here's motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Creates 2 wide to the right, and Miner looks that way. Throws to a slot. It's got a ball tipped away and incomplete right between Cougar defenders. Well, insert to that was Bailey Parker for his second interception of the day. Could not quite locate it. Well, anytime that ball is deflected, hangs in the air, doesn't matter which way, the fans are just frozen for a moment, waiting to see what's going to unfold. Now it's 3rd down and 7. Saints trying to reach the USF 33 on this snap. Or will they go for it on 4th if they come up short? Clock stop with 10:50 remaining, 3-3 tie. 2 wide this time to the right. Now motion out of that. They'll reset tandem receivers. Here's Ryan Miner off a play action, looking to throw. And do they have him wrapped up? And they finally trip him up. He was looking to get free. Takes it down to the 39. But the Cougars finally managed to get their paws on him. Keep him from escaping, so it will be 4th down now. And looks like they will punt the ball away. Caleb Meister into punt. Had 7 punts last week. His first today. Had along a 48. He's got a big leg. Jay Siegel is back in punt return. Waits it as a 10. Kick is high. Sailing ball, and Siegel backs away from that. It will hit into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. And USF with 9:59 remaining in the first half. They'll have the football back 1st and 10 in this 3-3 tie. Other games mentioned today, Concordia number 5. They are home today against number 11 Indiana Wesleyan. As far as Marion, they go on the road. Knights are traveling to Taylor. Lawrence Tech, well, I tell you what, the Blue Devils 5-0 this season. They're idle today. Madonna's also idle today. We'll see the Crusaders next week for the very first time between the two teams. A matchup at Darcy Stadium at 12 noon. Well, let's see what USF now can try to put something together, sustain something. They've had moments, but not been able to finish off with a touchdown. Everybody drops. They want to run the ball with Peterson. Peterson angles to the right and breaks his way across the 25. Got another yard to the 26. Did not get out of bounds, so he'll pick up about 6 yards. 2nd down and 4. One of the best runs by Cam Peterson today. Solomon Siju trying to open things up and got a good block from one of his wide receivers as well. May have well been Cenarius. He comes back wide to the near side.
26-yard line.
Cenarius, a freshman at 6'2", and here is Cam Peterson. Boy, did they come the wrong way, but trying to fight his way up to the 38. That'll be short of the 1st down. That's making lemonade out of lemons. Looks like the play was designed initially to go off to the left. I don't know if that's a design fake, where the quarterback fakes to his left, then hands it off as the running back comes back to the right. It looks like about a mistake in the backfield. Now the officials have got an official timeout. St. Francis comes up the line of scrimmage. Let's see if there's going to be a timeout. Official in charge is St. Francis. Clock stops with 9:04 to be 3rd down and about a little more than a yard. And apparently this one may have been taken by Siena Heights. We'll keep things right here. Didn't see any indication or hear anything from Dale Wagner. And it may be more, looks like they're walking one of the players for Siena Heights off the field. And that's Prather. Or is it Joe Wharton? Again, it is Joe Wharton, 245-pound sophomore defensive tackle. but he was walking pretty much a little bit wobbly, but under his own power. Now the Cougars come up to the line of scrimmage once again. DeAndre Miles. Need about a yard. They come up and stack up the middle, and there was a penalty flag thrown. Procedure against who? Showed false start against St. Francis, but they were coming defensively, and instead it goes against St. Francis. Wow, I thought they encroached for sure. They brought 10 men up the middle, gambling St. Francis to run that way, so now it's 3rd down and 6. Clock stopped on the penalty with 8:50. Now it runs.
6 from their own 24-yard line.
Still, the Cougars trying to reach their own 30-yard line on this snap. 2 wide to the left, including Kamakewicz in the slot. 1 wide to the right. Heath Simmons now drops to throw. Rush is coming. Throws over the middle. High ball deflected. DeAndre Miles had it on a deflection for a moment, but couldn't find the handle. And it's 4th down, and that will be that. Just have not been able to find guys to make plays and big catches. And the other thing, they've not been able to find Jay Siegel today. Played so well against Judson on opening game. Basically carried the Cougars, besides the run game, on his shoulders. Had a couple of touchdown catches, set up the first touchdown of the ball game. Now again, the Cougars will kick. Rob is back in there, got the good delivery. They come with a rush, got it away. Nice hanging ball. Driving the kick returner back and mixing at the 30. That's Mitch Howell back at his own 32. But I tell you what, you could not ask for more right now in the kick game, both ways for St. Francis. The punting and the extra place kicking as well. But Siena Heights again with the ball back offensively. 8:26 remains in the first half. Still 3-3 tie here at Darcy Stadium. 1st and 10 at the Saints 32-yard line. Eric Williams got banged up a little bit early. He's back on the field now, wide to the near side. He's got a little help here. And the slot performer, that's Jared Jordan. They use him both as a running back and as a wideout. And here's Miner now out of the shotgun. Looks on the read option. He does throw the ball near side. Cougars hurry to the football. Catch is made across the 35 to the 37. So that'll be a pickup of about 5, maybe 6. The clock continues to move. Looks like it'll move inside of 8 minutes before the snap of the football. Rashad Moore, I believe, on the field right now for St. Francis on the nose. 2nd down and 5. Miner from the left side hash mark. Got a little motion behind the line of scrimmage, right to left to the near side. And they'll look on the read option to hand it off, and here's a big blast run up for the 1st down. Cousineau on the carry. I'll check it.
Tackled by number 12, Andrew McCormick. And 91, Taylor.
McCormick in there now defensively for St. Francis. Made the stop, but they have it 2nd down, and something's wrong here. Down markers, and now they finally change it. It'll be 1st down and 10 with the ball at the just inside the 45-yard line at the 44. Motion again near side, pistol alignment. Here's a handoff. They run the ball again up the middle. 2nd effort to midfield. Let's see if that was River Walsh that brought the ball carrier down. Cousineau didn't get the call this time, and he'll pick up 6. They'll mark it right basically at midfield.
92, Rashad Moore.
A lot of time remains in this 2nd quarter. Still just over 7 minutes in the 3-3 tie. Saints now using the run game to move the football. Hard count, they'll back away. Miner will back away, take a look. Cousineau tight to the right side. And Opolewski tight to the left. They want to run the ball once again. And into Cougar territory, they'll have another 1st down at the USF 45. Move the chains.
Down by 32, Emmanuel Davis of the Cougars.
As we mentioned, in the first 3 games, Siena Heights had not really had much success, averaging only about 94 yards a game on the ground. In fact, last week, despite the win, just 77 yards, but they have found something between the tackles today. have tried to offset their inability with the passing game. Minor again looking, and looks on the read option, hands it off. Better defense this time by St. Francis. The limit to a pickup of about 3 yards to the 41.
By Emmanuel Davis.
A lot of new numbers today in there for St. Francis. Splittorf comes in. Alfred Moore stays out there, one defensive end. Really in the middle is where I think the Cougar defensive coach is trying to keep things fresh. 2nd down and 6. Approaching 5.5 minutes remaining. Raid option. Here's a quarterback keeper run to the left, and Damon Hunter makes the quarterback Minor pay for it. Will get a gain of about 3 yards, but takes a big hit inside the 40. Down around to the 38-yard line. So here we go. 3rd down and 3. They've had some good success today on these 3rd down conversion calls. We got the big fella, Pianki Abdul Hakim. He comes in. He's tight to the right side, 6'6", 245. Had four catches last week for 26 yards. Read option, they'll run the ball, and they've got the 1st down. As leaning in there was Caleb Jefferson. Just slid off to his left and brings it down to the 36-yard line, or very close. Let's see, they may not have marked the 1st down. It's 4th down and less than a yard. I was ready to give it to them, and they're ready back to the line of scrimmage, and they're hoping for another encroachment call against St. Francis. And they run a play quickly, and here is Jefferson, slides off, and he's got the 1st down. Cougars had him in the backfield momentarily, slowed him up, but not enough. Alfred Moore talking to the official. Feels like there was a offensive hold on the play, but official says, I didn't see that. 1st and 10, Siena Heights on the move inside of 4.5 minutes time remaining. Abdul Hakim checks out of the ball game. Instead, they'll have 2 wide to the left side. Running back offset to the right. Minor backs away. Still 12 on the play clock. Got Caleb Jefferson remaining in there as the running back. Williams, one of the 2 wide to the left side. Right now it looks like they have an uncovered receiver out here to the near side as well. Now, let's see if there's a timeout on the field called by Siena Heights. Dale Wagner's going to let us know.
To the delay of game. Timeout. Siena Heights.
They were running out of time. They did Siena Heights call a timeout. So with 3:56 remaining in the first half, 3-3 tie. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints when we return to Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Siena Heights has shown much more reliability on its run game here in the 2nd quarter today than with the passing game. They do have 2 wide into the ball game to the near side, including Bobby Opolewski. Cougars come up, have 5 men close to the line of scrimmage. Moore kind of flinched a little bit. Alfred Moore defensively. Play clock still at 16. Cougar crowd coming alive below us. 1st and 10. Now motion right to left to the near side behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to reverse out, and Opolewski, they set him up tight to the right. Play clock at 2 at 1. They want to run the football. There's a hole initially, and finally Jefferson is brought down. And let's see, that was Emmanuel Davis holding on to the legs, would not let go, and limits that only to a 1-yard pickup. So it's 2nd down and 9.
And 1 brings up 2nd.
Clock now inside 3.5 minutes time remaining in the half. Jefferson first offset to the left. Now they offset him to the right. Now they've got motion. Opolewski from left to right behind the line of scrimmage. And here's the read option. They want to throw the ball in the flats. That one is a one-hand catch made out of the backfield. That's a good play inside the 30 to about the 28. That was Cousineau again. Raised up the left hand and able to snare that football. So it'll be 3rd down and 5. In fact, maybe closer to 3rd down and a long 5. Ball is at the 20, just inside the 28-yard line of St. Francis. Inside of 3 minutes time remaining in this first half. This time, Saints work from the right side hash mark. Miner barking out the signals, wants to throw, straight drop, steps up, looks near side, looking, and let's see if we've got a penalty flag. No, that's a good no call that time, as the receiver, Williams, was trying to come back inside, but that was well defended. Now we've got a Cougar sitting down at the 25-yard line. Slow to get up, so we're going to have an injury timeout once again. And 2:41 remains. It will be 4th down and 5 from the 27. Looks like Secchi may come on. I think Coach Matt Cohn may be talking over his options on 4th and a long 5 with the ball at the right side hash mark. Meanwhile, let's see who's injured for St. Francis. That is Cole. Oh, this is Ron Collins. No, good question. We got double and triple numbers sometimes, and you're a little bit in doubt who it is. 3 different players. It's either Adam Smith or Ron Collins. I believe it's Collins coming off. Limping a little bit. So it's 4th down. Secchi on is hit from 44 yards. This one will be a 44-yarder, this time from the right side hash mark. The hold is good. It's got the distance on the way, and it is good again. Back-to-back 44-yard field goals, and Siena Heights has got the lead at 6-3, and time of the score is 2:38 here in this second quarter. So ditto Secchi hits again from 44. And advantage Siena Heights. We'll be back with a kickoff coming up. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Well, back at Darcy Stadium now, it's battle, as we mentioned, of field goals. That continues. Back-to-back 44-yarders by Anthony Secchi. And advantage Siena Heights at 6-3 now. They'll kick it away. And can the Cougars manage a 2-minute offense to try to get the ball down and get a touchdown? First of the day between these two teams. Teeing it up at the 35. Saints kicking it away right to left. Here it comes. End over end. Downfield. Looks like that's going into the end zone. And they will take a knee. Boy, nearly came across the goal line that time. That was taken by Cameron Johnson, freshman kick returner. They are going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and they'll call it a touchback. And USF will start from its own 25-yard line. 2:38 remains in the half. Cam Peterson coming into the game. Heath Simmons as well. Matt Komakewicz. And how about Jay Siegel? He's been very, very quiet here today. Cougars will huddle up.
After the touchback, the Cougars will start 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard.
Here we go. Spread offense now, 2 wide either side of the field. Cenarius. In fact, empty backfield for Heath Simmons. Let's see how the Saints play this. They drop 2 safeties back. Simmons looking, throws quickly. Cenarius, curl play, and gets across the 30, fights for the 31, maybe the 32. So quick hitting play. That'll be a gain of about 6. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Siegel wide left. Komakewicz in the slot to the left side. Right now, Komakewicz has got double coverage on him. A little motion now behind the line of scrimmage, right to left. Van Curran, here's a quick throw. Cenarius has got the first down. Brings it across the 40, up to the 42-yard line. Starting to look like that Judson game all over again. Heath Simmons has got that comfort zone with the freshman, the 6'2 freshman, Devin Cenarius. Improving field position now. Under 2 minutes remain, though. Cougars have got all 3 timeouts remaining. And here's Heath Simmons, throws it out left side, and the catch is made. There's Jay Siegel. Siegel with the catch, turned around just in time, caught it in the breadbasket inside the Saints 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 38. So move the chains, and suddenly the Cougar offense has caught fire. 1st and 10. Now at the 38-yard line. Simmons with the rest of the team huddled up. He looks back to the near side. Down to 1:38 remaining. This time Siegel comes wide to the right side. Here's Simmons looking, drops the throw, takes his time, throws right's a high ball that's caught inside the 25. Kamakewicz went high, and he's got to go high when you're 5'9". But the senior running back, or I should say pass receiver, makes the play. The Cougars with another first down, but now we're inside of 90 seconds, 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Cougars taking a lot of time, though, huddling up. Got to be more efficient than this. Siegel breaks out of the huddle now. DeAndre Miles waiting for him to make a play. He's wide left. Siegel wide right. Slot left is Kamakewicz. Peterson offset at the running back. Here's Simmons. Drops, swings the ball. Siegel knocked down the moment he caught the ball inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. Clock still runs, 55, 54. And I believe St. Francis has finally taken one of its 3 remaining timeouts. So a stoppage down below. It's 6-3 in a battle of field goals here at Darcy Stadium. Siena Heights on top for the moment. And we'll return to Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Yeah, Josh, just keep running spots as we get in. If we run ahead, just repeat stuff or as you see fit. Siegel picks up about 5 yards, spot the ball at the Siena Heights 18-yard line. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Remember last week when the Cougars put on the opening drive, they got it down to the 12, and then Simmons was intercepted throwing into the right corner of the end zone. Right now, new opportunity and a chance to score their first touchdown in 2 games after the 38-0 shutout. Cenarius has been a featured receiver. He's the lone wide to the right side. Kamakewicz slot left. Got double coverage on him. And Siegel wide left. Here's Cam Peterson runs the ball. Slips a tackle inside the 10. And is down inside the 10 to the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. So they were able to free up Cam Peterson that time. Jared Almeida pats him on the rear end, says nice job. And now they hurry up to the line of scrimmage wanting to play fast. 46 seconds remaining. They had an extra man on the field for Siena Heights, and now let's see if they take a timeout. It will be a timeout taken by the Saints. They were in trouble. They had players running off the field as the Cougars came running up to the line of scrimmage, ready to snap the ball. In fact, Simmons might have been able to draw a penalty. But there is a timeout. It'll be 1st down and goal. Back around the 8-yard line. We're keeping things right here. 44 seconds remain in the half. Back-to-back 44-yard field goals by Secchi has given the Saints the lead here just prior to halftime, pending the outcome of this drive by St. Francis. 1st and goal inside the 10. Cougars with that 38-0 shutout loss on the road. You go back to 1999, folks. That's the last time that happened. And it was at Georgetown, 38-0 shutout loss. By the way, Joe Henry out of Bishop Dwenger is on the field right now, working at right guard. Henry, 6'4", 316. Played so well for the Saints, they could have used him last night again. 44 seconds remaining. Simmons, they look at the blitz coming up, and he rolls right, throws the ball short, run to the 5, and cartwheeling. Did he get into the end zone? They are going to mark him short. I believe that was Siegel that went airborne, took a low hit, went head over heels, did not get in. Clock did stop as we've got a Saints player down on his stomach, and the crew comes running out. The clock stops with 37 seconds remaining. The ball will be inside the 5. Should be down close inside the 1, but one official standing back around the 3, so we'll have to sort that out as well. But while we have the injury timeout, Cougars knocking on the door. Can they finish off the play and get into the end zone? Now the player is getting up. See if we can get the glasses on him and see that who that is on bended knee. I believe it's one of the defensive backs. Tried to make a tackle on Jay Siegel. Well, he got up to his knees, still not fully standing upright. Obviously, we'll keep it straight right here. Now slowly getting up. Still really can't see the number. Okay. That's Corey Crawford. Crawford, 6'2", cornerback. So they lost Cole Merlin. Joseph Wharton went out for a while. Now Crawford leaves for at least a play. It's been a very physical, hard-hitting game. And St. Francis now, the ball, by the way, is at the 1. Second down and goal at the 1. Can they punch it in? These can be the toughest places on earth to try to get that elusive final yard to pay dirt. Now St. Francis hurries up the line of scrimmage. Peterson, the running back, offset to the right side. Motion Kamakewicz, they'll give the ball. And into the end zone goes Cam Peterson. They used Kamakewicz as the decoy. And squirting through the middle was the little guy. 185-pound junior, Cam Peterson, 1 yard out. First touchdown of the day. First touchdown at the 34-second mark for St. Francis in 2 weeks. 1 yard might as well have been 99 yards. So the Cougars have got the lead again for the second time today. Now the extra point is on the way. That's long enough, but is it good?
Penalty markers on the
And there was a penalty flag thrown. So Siegel sets that touchdown up with an acrobatic catch. We'll check the penalty. Meanwhile, again, it will be Hosler, I believe it is, out of Huntington North, trying to make it a 10-6 ball game. Officials again taking a lot of time, and now we're going to find out.
False start.
Well, finally they decided it was false start against St. Francis, so that will change things a bit. And Hosler will try basically a 25-yard extra point. He's got plenty of leg. So let's see how this fares. Looking for the snap. Right-footed kick is on the way, and long enough once again, and it is, was there another penalty?
Regular round due?
Boy, the officials under the goalpost just looked away, and apparently there was another penalty. Procedure again against St. Francis. So again, that'll make it from the 20-yard line, a 30-yard extra point. In fact, this time they'll move it. It'll be, now they moved things up to the 20-yard line. So a 30-yard extra point attempt. If nothing else, Aiden Hosler is getting plenty of practice. This will be his third attempt at trying to add that 10th point. Kick is on the way once again. Again, long enough, on the way, and good. Doesn't matter how long. Young man says, I got it. Don't worry about it. 10-6, St. Francis on top. We'll step out. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Back at Darcy Stadium, I'm Joe Parson. Glad you could join us. Somehow you had the feeling points were going to be at a premium today. Indeed, they have been. First three scores were all field goals. Two of them by Secchi for Siena Heights. Hit it back-to-back 44-yarders. But now Cam Peterson from a yard out. And also the extra point from the 30 yards away is good. And 10-6, Cougars on top. First touchdown of the day by either team. Here's a run across the middle. Here's Williams. Bounces off tackle. Stays on his feet. Now pushed back and finally knocked down. And a little pushing and shoving. Cougars feeling their oats. Williams didn't want to go down. You pay the price. That takes the clock down to 27 seconds remaining. We're hoping to get a look at the numbers here at halftime. So it'll be 1st and 10, and how conservative or will head coach Matt Cohn open things up here, trying to, is Secchi got a third 44-yard field goal in the dying moments of this first half. Cougars won the toss, deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Ryan Miner takes the snap, does hand the ball off. Here's Jefferson, runs the right side, got across the 30, maybe to the 31. Clock continues to move. That may well be the final play of this first half.
Play by number 7, River Walsh.
Looks like they want to try to get another play off. River Walsh made the stop. Noses the football just across the 30. We're down to 6 seconds. Doesn't look like they're going to get another snap of the football with 2, with 1, and it's halftime. So here we are. Cougars, unlike last week, they have scored, and they have the lead. And their lead is 10-6. Tenuous lead, but a lead nonetheless. And we're back with our halftime presentation when we return to Darcy Stadium. Glad you could join us today. Mid-East League feature matchup today in the MSFA, and it is 10-6 in favor of the University of St. Francis. Back with our halftime presentation. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Hi, cutie. Hi. Are you?
Good place for that.
Are you gonna play for the?
Also save that Fort Wayne dermatology in the halftime. We'll need that.
If your dad's like your daddy, take a good like. I can't get over how thick his thighs are. It depends on how strong you are. Yeah, he's good. Oh, they have like the Warriors now?
Welcome back, everybody. Darcy Stadium, our venue today. First home game for the University of St. Francis Cougars, coming in after that butt kick loss last week, 38-0 in Chicago at the hands of St. Xavier University. And you know what that old saying goes: if it wasn't for bad luck, a guy might have no luck at all. And Kevin Dowley had to feel that way even during the week, losing obviously 2 weeks ago, losing Reese Roney in the early part of that ball game with a knee injury, and then Will Homan went out with an ankle in the first half and never did come back, has not played today with the ankle. They hope to get him back in maybe next week or the second week. And then during the week, you lose your kicker. Jack James out of Snyder High School slipped on the carpet, we are told, broke his foot. So it has been a makeshift lineup at times and in places, but the Cougars have asked for younger people to step up and make their presence felt. Where there are problems, there are opportunities. Aiden Hostler's been one of those. Sophomore kicker, 5'11", out of Huntington North High School. He has come on and hit an early field goal to give him an early St. Francis 3-0 lead. Came in late and then came on to hit a 30-yard extra point after Cam Peterson ran for a touchdown to make it 10-6. That's where we are right here at halftime. And, if that's not enough, they've had also some help in kicking the football game as far as punting. Derek Robb, also a kicker out of Bellefontaine High School in Ohio. He has done very, very well punting the ball, has hung the ball up nicely. So you talk about making lemonade out of lemons sometimes, and that's what St. Francis has managed to do so far. And somehow they've been able to scratch and claw their way to a 10-6 halftime lead here over visiting Siena Heights. As far as the scoring, Secchi's hit a pair of 44-yard field goals, missed one from 45 to start the ball game in the first series, and that set up a Bailey Parker interception. Cougars took over the football, and that set up a 36-yard Aiden Hostler field goal at the 2:46 point, and St. Francis on the board for the first time today in the first quarter, 3-0. That quickly was erased on the first of two 44 Secchi field goals. The first one early in the second quarter at 14-13. We were tied at 3-all. Then he came back late with 2:38 remaining, a duplicate 44-yard field goal. First one was from the left side hash mark, not favorite, as he came back and hit from the right side hash mark, and it was 6-3 as Siena Heights had their first lead of the day. Could St. Francis manage a 2-minute drive? 2:38 in fact remained, and finally Jay Siegel had not seen the football pretty much all first half, made a couple of key catches. First one that got the ball inside the 30-yard line of Siena Heights, then took a cartwheel catch down inside the 1 after a couple of timeouts. Then Cam Peterson able to get it in from a yard out. That was set up as we mentioned, that nice catch as Jay Siegel went airborne, got it down to the 1. Thought he had scored actually, but they rolled him down as they often do in NAIA football. And the time of the score, 34 seconds, but a couple of penalties made it interesting. Instead of the simple usual extra point attempt, there were 2 back-to-back false start penalties against St. Francis. So that needed a 30-yard extra point kick by Aiden Hostler. No problem. He had it all the way. 10-6 is where we are here at the halftime break. We're very fortunate. We're going to be joined again here at halftime by Father John Sheehan. October is a great month. It's fall, great weather here, and a lot of activities going on, especially downtown. After the timeout, Father John will be with us, and he'll tell us what's going on as far as what interests him when we come back to Darcy Stadium. 10-6, Cougars somehow have the lead, and will he be able to hold it for another 30 minutes? We'll find out as the afternoon wears on. We'll step out. This is Cougar Football right here on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Yes, sir. Yes, please. Yeah, whenever you need it. In fact, you can run 2:30s if you want. I saved your little cheat sheets for you.
I don't remember enough.
Let's see if I got you, Father. Go ahead, say something.
Testing 1, 2, 3, I'm back.
I got you.
All right.
Don't need that.
At least they're not making me a kicker.
Well, they were looking your way.
God. And yesterday at practice, he's practicing onside kicks, for God's sake. You know, he thought he'd twisted his ankle.
Welcome back, everybody. Joe Parson with you. Halftime, the Cougar Marching Band entertaining. A little bit more to cheer about today. Not a lot to celebrate last week in Chicago. Father John was with us. Father John Sheehan with us again. I hope that's not contagious, what we saw last week, but I know October is a great month. Obviously, first time the Cougars have seen home here as far as football at Darcy Stadium. We've got a home game coming up again next Saturday against Madonna University. The Crusaders have never played them before. And you've got a special date coming up, about a little over a week from now down in Fort Wayne. Tell us about that.
A week from Wednesday, the 13th of October. It's, if people who are superstitious, it's not a Friday. And I will be doing my first in Fort Wayne concert. I've spent much of my life as a priest and before singing and performing. And everywhere I've gone, I've ended up giving concerts. And I tell stories and I sing a variety of different kinds of songs. and people seem to enjoy it. In my life, I've done over 1,000 performances in 13 countries, and I thought, well, here I am in Fort Wayne. Let's try it and see what happens. I'm an unknown quantity. Actually, 1 year ago today, I was in a truck. I was in Allegheny, just outside of Pittsburgh, and I was loading a truck, and at midnight I left and drove to Fort Wayne and arrived at 9 o'clock on the morning of the 3rd, which will be tomorrow. And so this is my first year anniversary. So I thought, well, it's time to sing songs and make merry.
You know, it's an interesting mix of music and ministry, and I'd take us back maybe in your novitiate through the seminary, and were you always inclined to want to be a musician?
Oh, it was the other way around. I started out as a boy soprano, and I sang at Radio City Music Hall. I knew Toscanini and conducted the NBC Symphony Orchestra when I was about 4 years old. I was an understudy for Amal and the Night Visitors when they were doing that live on NBC. I have sung all of my life. When I graduated from Notre Dame with one of the first 3 degrees in theater they ever awarded, I was on the staff for a year, and then I went to New York to be an actor, and I did that, and it was through that I eventually was led back to the church and, to God, and now I have a closet full of black suits.
That's got to be an interesting story. How do you make that trans?
I do a show called From Broadway to God, and I tell stories and sing the songs, and I was in South Bend actually helping to build and open Century Center, and I was during that time cantorial soloist at the Jewish Temple, and it was my experience with the temple that was the first big step that led me back to God and then to the church, and now I have a closet full of black suits.
Now you're saying something there. I'm going to fill in the blanks. Were you falling away from the church for a period of time?
Well, not necessarily falling away, but when I was a freshman in college, I made a great discovery. If you did not go to Mass on Sunday, nothing happened. And so for years, God and I had a very good relationship. I didn't bother him. He didn't bother me. It wasn't a great leaving of the church. It was just, it's Sunday morning. I could sleep. It's nice,
Did you fall off your horse like St. Peter?
No, it was
St.
Paul, yes. It was a much more gradual process. And of course, then I applied to the Jesuits, and the Jesuits' first reaction was the same as many of my friends in theater. Say, what? You want to be a priest? They weren't quite sure what to do with me. I didn't fit anybody's description.
God works in mysterious ways.
People have said that about me for years.
Well, what do you got coming up now on the 13th? Tell us about the program downtown.
It's just called Father John in Concert, or Father John Sings, and I do some opera because I have done that with professional companies around the world. I do country and western. I do Broadway. I will probably do the song that my father sang to my mother at their wedding breakfast. I write parodies of songs, and I'm actually last minute. I'm kind of working on one about Fort Wayne. If I can get it put together for next week, I may do it. I'm being gentle with myself this time. I'm only singing, I think, in 4 or 5 languages. I have been known to sing in 9 for a concert.
Speak in tongues?
Well, just sing in tongues anyway, And I tell stories, and they're all stories about my life. I don't get jokes or things from the internet or from little books. And they're all tied in with the music. It's either a story, the song, about the song, or a story within the song, or something to do in my life. I mean, for instance, I tell a story of how I went drinking with Richard Burton. And that's a build-up after about 3 different steps. And I sing a song that Burton sang. And, so it's all tied together.
I've got to ask you, there's got to be a long-winded story about you and Richard Burton.
It starts with My Fair Lady, actually. And then it goes to Camelot, and then it goes to Hamlet, and then it goes to a small bar on 8th Avenue and 43rd Street.
Father John, how do we get tickets for the 13th?
There is a website, and it's www.rhino, RHINO, the number 13.net. And there's a bio about my life, and there's a place where you can buy tickets online. You can call my phone number, but you won't remember it if I give it to you over the air. So you're better if you go to rhino13.net, and that will tell you everything you need to know. Worst case scenario, on the 13th at 6 o'clock, show up, and we'll sell you a ticket at the door.
There you go.
It starts at 6:30, but promptly, and the doors will be closed, so if you arrive after 6:30, you'll have to wait for a pause.
And you're a stickler for cell phones.
There are no cell phones. If you enter, you turn off your cell phone. Don't put it on silent. If I see a light, I will stop, and I will. I will stop the concert and get an usher to politely but firmly escort you out. There are no cell phones used at all for texting, for email, for photography, for looking at yourself to be sure your hair is pretty. Nada, nulla, nothing, niente.
That's pretty definite. Father, last week we closed out. I asked you a final question. Had you ever sung from the pulpit in a homily, and you graced us? Will you do again?
Oh, I've often sung from the pulpit in different things. You want something short, I presume, right? Yes. There's no business like God business, an odd business I know. Or, if your people will not be offended, this is the first verse of a longer song. A little bread, a little wine, a little God, we're doing fine. It's time for Mass now. Get off your and come to Jesus.
Father John Sheehan, you are a delight. Thank you so much for joining us here at halftime. Bring us better luck than last week in the second half.
Last week was a learning experience. I was in the locker room with the guys, and the message was this week is serious business, and I think you are going to see an even stronger second half than you saw in the first.
Father John, going for a colonoscopy is an experience, too. Let's hope that doesn't happen in the second half. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back with the numbers here in the second half. Cougars have got the big number that counts, 10-6 on top of visiting Siena Heights. We'll return to Darcy Stadium. They're listening to Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Yeah, take that 1 minute, if you would, Josh. Thank you so much. That was great.
Great pleasure. You think I've done this before? I think I told you, my first professional radio job, I was 16.
Wonder if
WH radio.
Wonder if Charlie's got any stats for me. That'd be nice. I don't see anything. Standing eagerly as a reader. All right. I'm going to see if I can bum the drink over for the gentleman for a second. Take care.
Thank you.
Back at Darcy Stadium, Joe Parson. Wasn't that delightful? Father John Sheehan joining us, and make it a date, October the 13th, downtown for his musical presentation at the Allen County Public Library Auditorium. Well, the rain has stayed away for 30 minutes. Let's hope it can stay away for another 30 minutes or so, at least 30 minutes of playing football time here. Specialists have come out once again. Cougars have just joining us, have the lead, scoring their first touchdown in 2 weeks, and now on top at 10-6. So they've held Siena Heights out of the end zone as far as a touchdown. The Saints have got a very fine field goal kicker in Anthony Secchi, who has hit back-to-back 44-yard field goals here today, missed a 45-yarder earlier in the game, but now it's 10-6 in favor of St. Francis. Cam Peterson from a yard out just before the intermission break, and set up by Jay Siegel. Siegel, they had not been able to get him the ball, and then suddenly in that final 2.5-minute drive, had two critical catches. First one, as he was making a sideline move, backpedaling to the football, and Heath Simmons delivered the ball beautifully right in the breadbasket, and then with a little crossing pattern in the right corner of the end zone, or just short of the end zone, went head over heels. I thought he had scored, but and so did the Cougars, but they rolled him down inside the one, and finally Cam Peterson was able to take it in for the first and only touchdown of the game so far between these two teams. St. Francis won the toss, deferred as we mentioned it. So we still have about 4 minutes away till intermission. We mentioned that these two teams had last played. They were scheduled to play in the spring on April the 3rd, but that game got COVID out in Adrian, Michigan, so unable to play that ball game. As far as the last matchup was October 26, 2019 here at Darcy Stadium, and the Saints won that ball game 24-14. Cougars never scored in the second half. Running back Jared Jordan, we saw him. He ran for 2 touchdowns in that ball game. And really, if you look at one of the key statistics, the Cougars on that afternoon were -4 in turnover margin, and you just can't make mistakes against a team like Siena Heights. As far as St. Francis today, they've had the interception by Bailey Parker, and that has set up a field goal by Aiden Hostler. And then, obviously, making the plays in that 2.5-minute drill that has gotten them the lead on the touchdown run by Cam Peterson. For Peterson, by the way, that is his second rushing touchdown of the season. And he has done all of the ball carrying so far because Will Holman turned an ankle early in the first half of the ball game last week, and they expect him not to be back. Maybe not another week, maybe just 2 weeks before we see him back, and we will see. I heard a funny story off air, by the way, as far as Jack James. I believe that he did not realize he had broken his foot. He was practicing, they said, in practice yesterday, onside kicks, and was not feeling well at all. And that's when they I don't know if they did an x-ray or what, and discovered he had actually suffered a bit of a fracture. We hope it's just a hairline thing and it's not a season ending. But again, no real information. But you talk about making lemonade out of lemons. You've had 2 young guys that had no clue, maybe until yesterday afternoon late, that they were going to be called upon to perform here today. One of them is Aiden Hostler, the sophomore kicker out of Huntington North. And as far as punting and doing a great job is Derek Robb, a junior kicker out of Bellefontaine. And they have answered the bell so far in the first 30 minutes of this football game. Can that continue? You got to ask. But now the Cougars come out. Remember, they won the toss deferred. They'll get the ball. And can Heath Simmons put together another drive like he did in the final 2.5 minutes and try to add to this tenuous 10-6 lead over this very good Siena Heights football team? We'll find out. We'll take a final break. We'll be back with the start of the second half. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Just heard something I was not aware of. Dr. Ozinga is a member of St. Charles Parish. That's our parish as well. So the line score of the ball game, Cougars at the end of the first quarter led at 3-0, then trailed early on at 6-3 on the pair of field goals by the Saints, and they come back with that late touchdown run by Cam Peterson, set up by Jay Siegel at the 1. They score with 34 seconds remaining. Hostler from 30 yards out with the extra point makes it, and we are now 10-6, waiting for the start of this second half. There's the horn, so teams will be coming out shortly. And we'll do battle once again here for the final 30 minutes of this Mid-East League matchup. This is critical, as both teams now Siena Heights has 2 losses. But Kevin Donnelly noted that one of their losses 2 weeks ago was to St. Xavier, just 20-13. Meanwhile, the Cougars were waxed in Chicago last Saturday afternoon by SHU, 38-0. Saints will kick it away from right to left. Let's see who's back deep for St. Francis. Looks like Siegel's back there. And is that Cenarius? No. It's going to be Benjamin Butler. Problems, opportunities, as we said. Here comes the kick. And Butler lining this one up is going to have a chance. Takes it at the goal line. Works middle of the field across the 10. Looking for a block. Stepped out of one tackle. 15. Spins across the 20. Out to close to the 25. I tell you, that's a nice run back. doing what he had to do to give the Cougars offense decent starting position now. Cenarius comes out. They're hoping to get a look at the halftime numbers. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Cougars will start first and 10 on their own 23-yard line.
Luke Robertson came out on the side. But USF ready to run the first play to begin this second half. Siegel wide left, Komakewicz on the slot to the left side. They are two valuable pieces. You've got to get involved. Blitz coming defensive right. Simmons long time, throws over the middle, low ball. That's picked up off the turf by Komakewicz. Fakes across the 35, lost the football, and Siena Heights has got it. So the turnover, costly. Siena Heights will have the ball at the USF. Komakewicz doing everything he could to try to get extra yardage, but when you're swinging those arms around, you expose the football, and it'll be first and 10 at the USF 34-yard line.
They will take over first and 10.
So now it'll be Ryan Miner back on the field to lead this Saints offense, and great field position inside the USF 35. Hard count again, they'll back away. We've seen a lot of that in the first half. Caleb Jefferson is the running back, offset to the right side. Too wide to the short side for the Saints to the right. They want to run the football, and they do. Jefferson crosses the 35, got to the 34, another yard to the 33. That was on the read option, such a late handoff, deep handoff, that the net gain is only for a yard. So it's second down and 9 from the 33. Early moments of the second half, Cougars have coughed it up. Saints trying to make them pay. Miner with the ball, straight drop, wants to throw, flush to his right, got running room, but dragged down from behind. Great play defensively. Dakari Jones, I believe it was. Yes, that is a big, big play as that quarterback, Ryan Miner, had a lot of green in front of him. That instead is a loss. Now outside the 35 to the 36. And third down and long, they've got to get inside the 25 to the 24 on this snap. They'll back away again, 15 on the play clock. Miner with Jefferson in the backfield. Cousineau tight to the left. Eric Williams split wide to the left and 2 wide to the right to the short side. Cougars drop 8 back into coverage, 7 back into coverage, straight drop. Here comes the rush. Throw to the left side. That's Williams. He's got the first down. Curled inside and down to the 20-yard line he goes. You knew he was going to be targeted. Isaiah Lacey came across, had the coverage, but it's first and 10. Here they come, making that big third down conversion. Now new numbers come in again. Hayden Lehman, who's also a backup quarterback, and he's in there now at quarterback. So they want the 6'2 sophomore in there at quarterback. Interesting call. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Williams in motion, left to right on the read option. Here's Lehman wanting to run and hit outside the 15 at about the 17-yard line. Dakari Jones again, River Walsh also making the play, but that'll be gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. Second down and 7 coming in. Players coming in, players coming out, especially for the Saints. Kashawn Prather in wide to the right. Got to be aware of number 6, Eric Williams. Every snap of the football, he's wide left. He's got single coverage out here to the left side. Now it's Ryan Miner back in there at quarterback. And he'll take the ball, wanting to throw the fade to the right corner. And the ball is caught, and it will be ruled an interception. Cougars have got the ball. I believe that's is that Bailey Parker for the second time today? It is ruled an interception. Isaiah Higgins with the interception. So changes of possession. The Cougars dodge a bullet, coming up with some key defense. Higgins with the pick. And it will be 1st and 10. They're gonna rule him in the end zone, so it'll be coming out to the 20-yard line, and Heath Simmons will get another chance with 12:01 remaining in this third quarter.
1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Second interception of the day against Ryan Miner. Higgins with his first. Baby Parker had the first one. And here's the handoff. Here is Cam Peterson curls up across the 20-yard line, got out across the 23. Or are they going to say the knee hit Solomon Siju? Floated out there to try to deliver a key block. Yes, Lamarck, the football, knows the football just inside the 23 of St. Francis.
In 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
Peterson picks up 3, 2nd down and 7. Cougars trying to fight their way out to the 30-yard line. Now they have the same set earlier. It's too wide to the left. And Simmons again hands it off. There's Peterson going nowhere. They were all over him that time. Nowhere to run. And Andrew Loria just gobbled him up. The defensive tackle for a loss. They'll bring up 3rd down and 9. And the Cougars coming up to the line of scrimmage once again. Siena Heights making changes. Will they play fast? And the whistles blew right at the snap of the football. Didn't get the play off. And a penalty flag is thrown. Siena Heights called a timeout right before the snaps. It'll be 3rd and 9 when we return to Darcy Stadium. Cougars trying to reach their own 30. We're in a 10-6 ball game still. Advantage St. Francis. This is Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Welcome back, everybody. Joe Barson with you at Darcy Stadium. They spot that ball at the 21-yard line. Objective for St. Francis, reach the 30-yard line on this snap or punt the ball away. Simmons last coming onto the field, joins his team in the huddle. Got to be careful in these situations. Siegel wide left. He's come up with a couple of big plays. Crawford's got now they come up and press coverage on Jay Siegel. One wide to the right motion now, left to right behind the line of scrimmage. And here is Simmons dropping the throw, looks right, can't find anything, steps up, throws short, and the catch is made by Isaac Van Kuren, but well short of the first down. He was a check down player and brings it only out to the 24, so it will be 3 and out for St. Francis. They will have to punt the football away, and that will bring in Derek Robb now to punt the ball. Robb has done a pretty good job. Eric Williams, or no, that's going to be Mitch Howell back in punt return, waits at his own 40. 10 men up close to the line of scrimmage. They load the right side. Here's a high snap. They've got it. Kick is away. Low line drive kick. That one will be caught and fielded. Return from the 40 up the middle. Nobody's tackling until finally Howell is knocked down, but not before he reaches the Cougar side of midfield at the 49. Boy, the seas parted for a moment. But finally, they were able to bring Howell down.
Brought down by 40.
That was Jacob Burton who made the tackle on that play.
Siena Heights.
But again, very good field position for the Saints, trailing it by 4 on the road. And they've got it actually 1st and 10 at the Cougar 47. Boy, they got an excellent spot on that kick return, on that punt return. Now let's see who the quarterback du jour of the day is. That's Ryan Miner. Does hand the ball off, and here's a run to the left side. The turn corner down inside the USF 40 as Jared Jordan got the call that time. He's 205 pounds, so a little tough to bring down. Picks up about 8 yards on that carry. They'll spot it at the USF 39-yard line. Another field goal would not give them the lead. Opalewski in the slot to the right side. Miner steps away. Jared Jordan stays in as the running back, offset to the right. Eric Williams is the lone wide. He's basically a tight end here on the near side. They've got double coverage on him. Read option again, and they'll hand the ball off and try to. And again, Jared Jordan able to slip away. Runs wide, and the Cougars just can't have the speed to track him down. Hunter finally got there along with Isaiah Lacey. But once again, they will have another first down. Clock moves inside of 10 minutes. They'll move the ball back outside the 35 to the 36, 1st and 10, Siena Saints. Cougars maneuvering their linemen. They're down 4. They've been flip-flopping the defensive ends. Alfred Moore this time defensive left. And I believe that's still Dakari Jones, defensive right end. Here comes Minor, dropping the throw, throws into the slot, has got a catch inside the 30 to the 29. They're just picking away at what the Cougar defense, Cousineau, believe on this catch. Take what the defense gives you. That's been the philosophy. Opalewski stays as the white out to the right side. Now 2 wide to the left, including Eric Williams. He's the number 1 target. It'll be 2nd down and 4. And here's Minor wanting to throw. A lot of green to the right side. Now he'll run for the first down, and USF that time late getting to him. And he's all the way down inside the 35 to the, looks like they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 33. But obviously well within Anthony Secchi's field goal distance.
Siena Heights.
Now Saints want to play fast, and the officials will slow things up and make them, and we may have a timeout being called.
St. Francis.
Cougars going to take a timeout here in this 10-6 ball game. 1st and 10 in favor of Siena Heights with 8:43 remaining in the quarter. And we'll be back after. Now, I'll tell you what, let's keep things right here, and we'll remind you that the University of St. Francis football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM, proudly underwritten by Ortho Northeast Indiana, ONE, Current Mechanical, Fort Wayne Dermatology, Northeastern Group Realty, and Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. For more information, visit redeemerradio.com/underwriters for clickable links to their websites. Cougars wanted to make sure of their assignments defensively. Kevin Daly taking no chances right now.
Let's go, defense!
Changes coming in. Once again for St. Francis, Spencer Petit comes back in at a defensive end position. And they want to flip-flop the defensive ends also. 1st and 10. Saints trying to take and regain the lead. Looking for their first touchdown of the day. Read option, and they run the ball once again, sliding off to the left side. He's free again. That's Jared Jordan. They're tackling high, and reach tackles aren't going to get the job done. He's all the way down inside the 13 to the 12-yard line. Another first down. Maybe short of the first down. Where they spot the ball, back around the outside the 10 at the 13. It'll be 2nd down and a yard. 2nd down and 1. Jordan stays in as the running back. He's had success going off tackle. Play action fake. They throw the fade to the corner. Williams up, knocked away. Good defense that time. And Isaiah Higgins was there to make the play.
Number 14, Isaiah Higgins of the Cougars.
Oh, Higgins stayed right with in the jersey of Eric Williams.
Brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and a yard.
15-yard line.
They don't want to settle for the field goal. Looks like Cousineau comes back in. This may be another new number. Andre Chenault in the backfield. And the read option will give Chenault and hit. Second effort's down to the 10, continues on. And he'll have it 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
The ball carrier.
New set of downs to work with for the Saints. Chenault's job is done. He checks out of there. Cougars trying to make changes on the fly as well. Jackson Long will check in at a linebacker spot. Ethan Thur will come in at one of the defensive end positions as well. 1st and goal at the 10. And Hayden Lehman, the sophomore quarterback, 6'3", is back in. Tandem wideouts, Williams in motion, and they'll run the ball. Here's a counter run to the left side, and this time they try to slow up Jared Jordan a little bit better than previous. Struggles for 1.5 yards inside the 9.
Down by number 5,
Dakari Jones stayed with the play, made the stop. 2nd and goal from now inside the 9, right around the 8-yard line. Lehman stays in at quarterback, backs away. Jared Jordan as well as the running back. 2 wide to the left. That includes Eric Williams. Lehman has Williams in motion left to right. Now he'll hand the ball off, and they've got Williams for a tackle for loss. And that was Alfred Moore that came through there and read the play beautifully. Loss outside the 10, back around the 12.
95, Alfred Moore of the Cougars.
Now Moore, we were so impressed with him on game number 1 at Judson, where he was a big factor at 5 tackles, 2 sacks, 3.5 tackles for loss. Now it'll be 3rd down and goal, this time outside the 10. 2 wide to the right, the short side. Ryan Miner comes back in as the quarterback du jour. Clock is down to 6:12 remaining in the quarter. Would they go for it or they come up short? Here's Miner dropping, looking, dances, throws over the middle, has got a catch, and it will be Cousineau reaching for the goal line, touchdown. They had him, couldn't bring him down. So on 3rd and 13, they get points on the board to regain the lead. Miner to Cousineau.
Pass complete to number 28, Sam Casino.
Now they say Cusino. I think we've been pronouncing it wrong all afternoon.
To attempt the extra point.
So now in the 3rd quarter, extra point attempt coming up. Secchi on the year, perfect 4 for 4. Converted last week. Kick is long enough, driving it up and good. So advantage, Siena Heights. They lead it by 3 at 13-10 with 5:59 remaining. And we'll step out, we'll take a break, and this is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Cougars now forced to play from behind, but still early in the ball game. 5:59 remains in this 3rd quarter, but a good 3rd down conversion touchdown play as Ryan Miner, alternating in and out in that last series with the Siena Heights offense, did find some opening and threw short to Casino, they say, is how you pronounce it, and he was able to fight off would-be tacklers and dive across the goal line to give advantage Saints. Now the kick comes, low line drive kick, bounds high. That'll be fielded inside the 10, run across the 15-20, and that is going to about do it to the 21. Great downfield tackle. And St. Francis starts again. 1st and 10, but now playing from behind here at home. Looking on the season series, it favors St. Francis 6-2, 6 wins, 2 losses. Cougars, though, only 3-2 here at Darcy Stadium against Siena Heights. And of course, the last time they actually played in 2019, they lost here at home to Siena Heights 24-14. Would hate to lose back-to-back games, in effect, against Siena Heights here at Darcy Stadium. Let's see how the offense fares now. Here's that reverse run by Cam Peterson. That's pretty well defended. They came through there on the outside and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Brought down by Daniel Lowe.
That's Andrew McGaughy who makes the tackle. And they'll spot it right. That'll be a 2-yard loss back to the 20. So this series started at the Cougar 22. Got to pick up those linebackers or you're having a long day. And they have zone blitz showing defensive right once again. Let's see if Simmons picks it up. Now they back off some. Short drop, looks right, can't find anything, and they've got him for another sack. Couldn't get rid of the ball and drop back at the 15. And once again, they just can't keep them out of there. Third down and much, much longer now. Still got to get out to the 32 on this snap. Siegel comes back in. He was out of play. Kamakewicz stays out there as well.
15-yard line.
Tough to go vertical when you just don't have the time. Cougars taking a lot of time. Speaking of which, play clock is down to 9. They're just coming out of the huddle right now. Now we're down to 4. And let's see if Simmons is able to get the playoff. Taking a long time. Drops the throw and didn't get it off.
Penalty marker on the field.
That'll cost them again yardage. A lot of frustration right now. It's been up and down today. Certainly up right before the end of halftime when they engineered the 2.5-minute drive and scored with 34 seconds remaining until halftime. Second half has not gone quite as well. They've given up the lead to Siena Heights 13-10. And now third down and forever. 3rd and 21 with the ball back at the 11. They just don't make many plays that kind of yardage. Saints drop 7 back deep. And Simmons looking, steps up. He's got some time, throws short, and that's dropped by DeAndre Miles. He has had a habit now in 3 games. Cannot hold the ball. He comes in with just a fabulous reputation, but so far he's not been able to find his groove. 6'2" junior out of Perry Meridian High School. Kevin Donnelly very high on him, even going back to the spring session when he was not eligible. Not happening, and now Derek Robb will have to punt from back in the end zone. So once again, Mitch Howell is going to have a very good opportunity. Rush is coming, kick, low line drive, hits at the 35, takes a high bounce, still bounding at the midfield and down right there by Howell. So very good field position once again for Siena Heights. Their lead is 3. 4:20 remains in this third quarter. And the Saints offense back on the field and looking to move the football once again against this beleaguered Cougar defense. Down 4 linemen. St. Francis goes again. Will Swartz. See Alfred Moore. He's made a couple of plays today, big plays. Dakari Jones is out there. Got to start making some stops. Minor, I believe, back in there at quarterback on the read option. Does hand it off. Here's Caleb Jefferson trying to leap over a tackler and nearly has the first down. Brought it down to the 41. That's where they're going to see the knee hit. That'll be a gain of 9. And St. Francis again having trouble stopping the run game here today. Cougars coming in as far as their rush defense have been giving up about 138 yards a game.
Brings up 2nd down and 1.
Gave up 166 last week to St. Xavier. But Siena Heights has been able to find a bit of a groove. Caleb Jefferson with Jared Jordan in particular. Now the read option here is they want to throw deep. Eric Williams is out there, has got the catch, and has got a touchdown. Beat the defense, and that will be a 41-yard touchdown. Back-to-back scores. And Minor on target as Williams, you know they're going to go to him, and still he beat the defense for the score. The time of the score, 3:31. And the lead grows for the Saints as now they lead at 19-10 and trying to take a 10-point lead on this Secchi extra point attempt coming up. And by the way, we do have a Cougar down on his back. Looks like a cramp as they work on the right leg, trying to straighten that out. I think that's Damon Hunter down. So we'll keep things right here while we wait for the pending extra point. That's the only encouraging thing you can see when they start stretching out and lifting a leg that generally leads you to believe it was a leg cramp, and they can be painful, no question about it. Hunter will try to basically walking off the field under his own power, not really limping all that much. But now it's 19-10. Do the Cougars have an answer?
The Saints 44.
Olszewski comes on. He's not missed an extra point so far this year. Perfect 5 for 5 on the season, including 1 for 1 today. Now tries to make it 2 for 2. Waits for that snap. Here comes the right-footed kick, and on the way, and it is good again. 20-10 as the Saints have doubled up on the Cougars here at Darcy Stadium. We'll step out. You're listening to Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Cougars 10.
Well, the Cougars, as we mentioned, had the lead at the end of the first half, 10-6. Engineered that 2.5-minute drive very, very well. Got the Jay Siegel catch down at the 1 that set up the 1-yard Cam Peterson touchdown run. Had won the toss, deferred. The second half started with a lot of optimism, but the Cougars coughed it up at the Cougar 34. No harm on that, as Isaiah Higgins had an interception in the end zone. But from there on out, it's been all Siena Heights. A return from the goal line, straight up the middle. And here's a run across the 20, out short of the 25. 1st and 10, USF once again. It's been back-to-back Ryan Minor touchdown passes. First one at 5:59 of this third quarter, 13 yards on Casino. And then Minor, 41 yards to Eric Williams.
Cougars will start 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
St. Francis trying to get something going now. Devin Cenarius in wide right. Motion Kamakewicz near side. They flip the ball to him. Gets away from one. Turns upfield. Across the 30. Got to the 31. That is actually going to be determined to be a pass. Quarterback just flips it about 1 foot in front of him. And Kamakewicz takes it, turns upfield on the left side to the 32-yard line. He'll gain 7. 2nd down and 2. Siegel in wide to the left. He'll draw Crawford attention. Plays off of him. Motion now right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Simmons short drop. Looks, taking a long time. And you've got him again. Just unable to do anything with the football and does not throw it away. Takes the sack back around inside the 20. They'll mark the ball at the 22, but costly sacks once again. Just enough time, not enough time there to find anything downfield. So 3rd down and 13. Simmons and the Cougars trying to find a way to get out at least to the 35-yard line on this snap. Spread offense with 2 wide either side. Cenarius in motion behind the line of scrimmage, left to right. Simmons looking, dancing, taking time, throws in the slot. Cenarius, did he? No, he did not make the catch. Instead, it was picked off. We're waiting for the official ruling, as coming up with that ball was Gabe Calorie.
Result of play is an incomplete.
Incomplete pass. It hit the ground. But that was close to an interception. But instead, the Cougars go 3 and out. They'll have to kick the ball away with 2:05 and the offense going nowhere right now. Second half has been a bust. So Rob in once again to answer the call at punting the football away. He'll wait for the snap inside the 10-yard line, back around the 8. Now they drop back a return possible. In fact, I think they're a little suspicious. Rob will kick the ball, got a lot of it. Hanging ball, that drives him back to the 35, and a tackle. Nice open field tackle that time. Downfield. That's a good job stopping Howe. As coming down there was Brandon Lockwood that made the open field tackle. So not quite as good at field starting position for the Saints, as they'll have it back at their own 37. Under 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter now. 1st and 10. And Ryan Miner has thrown a couple of touchdown passes in this third quarter. Does come out once again. Kind of looks like Jared Jordan back as the running back, but we'll check that. And the Cougars now shifting defensive linemen once again. And here's the read option. They'll run the ball, and that's good defense that time. Alfred Moore shot through his right defensive end position. And a great tackle on Jared Jordan. And that's how they don't run the football. That'll be a loss of about a yard. 2nd down and 11 coming up. Williams wide to the left. That's the near side. Isaiah Higgins has got the coverage. He's had one interception today. But Williams has got a touchdown catch as well. Higgins now coming up in press coverage. Play clock is down to 8. Miner still looking to the sidelines. Now he's got motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. They flip-flop the running back as well. Miner loads, fires to the right. He's got a catch and good pursuit. They'll have the catch at the 41. They'll give him the forward progress, and that is it, as St. Francis flew to the football very nicely that time. So 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 6.
Number 3, Brandon Green, number 7, River Walsh of the Cougars. Brings up 3rd down.
Big play trying to get out to their 47 on this snap. Cougars show blitz, they back away. Still 40 seconds remaining in the quarter, 15 on the play clock. Miner taking time. Jared Jordan stays in there, the running back. Casino up in the slot, actually tight to the left side. And they have 2 wide to the right. Williams the lone wide near side. And they wanted I tell you what, is that the River Walsh jumping up and down and said, hey, play clock expired, guys. And maybe they called a timeout before the play clock did expire. I believe that's going to be the case. They have 1 left. So 23 seconds remains. Timeout down below. Still 20-10, Siena Heights. They've done all the scoring in the second half. And we'll be back. This is Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. That was funny. River Walsh jumping up and down. Back to Darcy Stadium. Second half has not gone the Cougars' way. They are on the short end of a 20-10 score. You're looking for some good news? They've scored today. Got a field goal from a backup kicker and got a touchdown run, deleted at halftime, 10-6, but now down 20-10. Miner drops to throw, looks, throws right side. He's got a high ball, and Jordan went out of bounds. I don't think he got to the first down stick. No, they're marking him out of bounds at the 46. That stops the clock with 18 seconds remaining. It'll be 4th and 1. And they obviously, or will they obviously go for it? Got the lead by 10.
Brings up 4th and 1.
Keep the offensive unit out there.
From the Siena Heights, 46.
Eric Williams, Jared Jordan. Ryan Miner started to walk to the sidelines, but the play clock is down already to 10. And they're just coming up the line of scrimmage and still standing around. That's because the game clock is down to 2, down to 1, and it'll be on to the fourth quarter. 20-10 going on to the fourth quarter. Can the Cougars come back here at home and defeat Siena Heights? We'll find out in about the next 15 minutes of game time competition. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Bishop Luer is doing a lot of celebrating today. They held off Bishop Dwenger last night at Shield Stadium. 41-38 game that went right down to the wire. Great game, greatly attended. Here today, the Cougars had the lead at halftime 10-6, but they've been shut out so far in this third quarter by a pair of touchdown throws by Ryan Miner. And now they've decided they will punt the football ostensibly, barring a fake here. Casey Meister punted only one time I can remember in the first half. Waits at the 31, has the snap, kick is away. End over end ball, bounce, takes a Siena Heights bounce inside the 20, now down to the 15, and rolling down to about the 13, maybe the 12-yard line. So St. Francis starts back deep in its own territory. So far the rain has held off. Cloudy skies all day, started out 72 degrees. Winds out of the south-southwest about 7 miles an hour. Still not much of a factor. But the Cougar offense has also not been much of a factor here in the second half. Need to score. You got to believe they have to make something happen on this drive. DeAndre Miles, the lone wide to the left. Can he hold on to the ball? And can Simmons get it to him? Looks right, though, this time. Throws to Miles, and again, in and out of his hands. Now, again, good coverage by Crawford from behind. But you've just got to find a way to make those plays. If he's not interfering with you, you've got to make the play. And it's been a battle, a struggle so far for the young man. He'd love to get the ball into the hands, mainly of Siegel. And let's not forget about Devin Cenarius, who's made some catches. Speaking of which, he's wide to the right. Kamakewicz will join him out there. In fact, 3 wide. In fact, they have an empty backfield. So Simmons now. 3 wide to the right, short drop, looking, throws over the middle. He's got a diving catch up at the 25-yard line, and that will be a first down. And that was Kim Peterson coming out of the backfield. Peterson had a couple of catches in Chicago for 13 yards. So that one, a big-time play. And 1st and 10. Now Simmons pitches the ball left side. Here's Peterson trying to find running room to the short side and takes a big hit short of the 30-yard line. Coming across, that was Trenton Morrill that lowered the boom. 6'3", 210-pound safety. The gain by Peterson is good for 4 yards, though. Who came right back. Back-to-back plays. First the catch for the first down, and now gains enough to bring up 2nd down and 6. Got it wrong on the scoreboard. Now Siegel in motion. Left to right across. And here's a throw to him, and looking, he's got the ball, takes a big head-high hit once again. Remember, they've had one targeting call already. Cole Merlin was ejected early in the ball game, a linebacker and their leading tackler. But Siegel paid the price. Took a big hit, but he reached the first down stick. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of St. Francis. Cenarius to the short side to the right. They've got the power out that way as well. Now motion back to the near side. Counter run. There's Peterson looking for some running room. Finds it tripped up from behind. Got across the 40. And no, they'll say the knee hit right at the 40-yard line. Looked like the Saints had that one pretty well defended. In fact, one of the big fellows a little bit upset with himself. He didn't make the play, but that's a pickup of 5. And whatever it takes, St. Francis trying to make plays. Peterson looking for running room and gets what he can. Fights his way across the 40 up to about the 42. Will they give him another yard to the 43? See where they bring it back to the hash mark, and it will be at the just nose of the football inside the USF 43. So 3rd down and a couple, and you've got to have these. 12:51 remains in the ball game. 20-10. Cougars down 10 here at home. 2 wide again to the short, 2 wide to the left, and Simmons the throw, dumps it off, and a high ball that was caught and then dropped. That was Cenarius that time, had it as he reached as high as he could. And it'll be 4th down and still 2, and the Cougars have got to go for it at this point. We've got one of the Cougars downfield, and I think he was just tying a shoelace. That was Siegel, and he has taken his time. You know, the officials are conferring. There might be the case where they ruled that he was down and then the ball separated. I don't know if he had it long enough, though. Waiting for a decision here. Was there a penalty as the Saints are backing up? And again, as we've gone on this day, more questions than answers. Dale Wagner hopefully will let us know here shortly. Still 12:35, and now we're going to get the decision. Targeting. So who was that? Second targeting call of the game. That was Jack Howie, a linebacker. So he's ejected, joining Cole Merlin on the sidelines. And I'll tell you what, Matt Cohn's not going to be happy about that, despite this 20-10 lead. As new life for St. Francis, they've got it 1st and 10 at the Saints' 42-yard line. Still 12:35 remains in the ball game. An opportunity. Can the Cougars cash in? They need a touchdown this series. Too wide to the left. Simmons being pressured, throws the screen. He's got a catch made on the right. And again is down to the 35 or thereabouts to the 36. And it looks like we've got a new player in there. John Allen, sophomore running back out of Wayne High School. So he picks up about 6, 2nd down and 4. Simmons dancing, throws short, and that one right through the outstretched hands of Jay Siegel. That was, and I beg your pardon, that is not true. It was right through the hands of Christian McClure. 86 rather than 85. You just want to simply believe that it was Siegel, who has made a number of fine plays for St. Francis this season especially. So now third down and long 3. Got to get it down to the 32-yard line. Obviously got to go for it. Motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Simmons looks, dances, taking time, throws the ball high and long, trying to find McClure again. Nobody home.
And Jennifer Siegel is incomplete.
So now it's going to be 4th down. Oh, no, that was Jay Siegel that last time. But he had no chance on that one. Siegel goes 5'11". Needed to be about 6'3" to have a shot. Spotted just outside the 35 at the 36. Got to have a gain this snap right now, this play to the 32. Siegel wide to the right. 2 wide to the left. Motion out of it. Coming back right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Simmons looking, can't find anything. Flush to his right, throws on the run, and throws incomplete. Trying to find Siegel, just trying to finesse the ball in there. He couldn't find the handle. And the Saints have denied the 4th down bid. They have held, and they will take over the football with 11:59 to play. They'll take over at their own 36-yard line.
Siena Heights will take over 1st and 10.
And now the clock is their ally with under 12 minutes remaining to be played in this football game. Ryan Miner, a little up and down today. Started out rough, been picked off twice. But he's got the lead, coming right back and throwing 2 touchdown passes in the 3rd quarter to give him this 10-point advantage. Eric Williams, the lone wide to the far side. That's the short side of the field. Cougars have got double coverage on him. Now let's see if they want to run the ball, and they do, and right up the gut. Cougars trying to stop that after a gain of about 2 yards. Up to the 38. And now the rain comes to Darcy Stadium. Umbrellas going up. Jackets coming on. We hoped it held off till the end of the game, but it looks like we're going to finish with raindrops here at Darcy Stadium. Clock still moving. Inside 11.5 minutes, time remaining. Hayden Laban has come back in now at quarterback. Play clock is down to 7. Lehman trying to reposition his wideouts to the left side. Wants to hand the ball off, and the Cougars stop that again for a short gain. Maybe only a yard to the 39-yard line. But again, the clock. It will run inside 11 minutes before the snap of the football. Cougars have 2 timeouts remaining. Siena Heights 1. In no hurry right now for the Saints. Miner comes back in at quarterback. A lot of teams, I remember in the old days, used to have platooning quarterbacks. Teams hate that. But again, you do what you've got to do to help your team win. Miner wants to throw, drops, steps up, wants to run, got some running room, works to his left, looking for the first down, 6, got much more. Takes the dive right across midfield, down inside of Cougar territory to the 48, and that's all he had to do. Just picked up the first down, and once they move the chains, the clock will move once again. And Siena Heights in the driver's seat. Well, from a St. Francis standpoint, better than last week. But no cigar. At least right now it looks that way, unless you can force a big turnover and get a quick score. You need 2 of them. Miner backs away. Play clock at 10. Now we'll run inside of 10 minutes before this snap of the football. Rain coming down pretty steady now, and they hand the ball off. There's a tackle in the backfield. Good play defensively by St. Francis. Got so many new numbers in there. Yeah, that was Alfred Moore that came across. This kid has got really big promise. Now, I mean, it is coming down. We're talking frog strangling time. 2nd down and 12.
Sit down.
Lost outside the beyond midfield, back on the Siena Heights side. Here's the throw to the left. That one nearly picked off as USF had it in their hands momentarily. Could not find the handle. That was Hunter, I believe, and even Hunter, that he might have had a pick 6. But the ball very slick, obviously, right now. Rain tapering off a bit after that sudden cloudburst. 3rd down and 12. Cougars hustling on and off the field, trying to get down to the USF 39 with 9:13 remaining. And now there was movement. Play clock stopped with 10. And suddenly it runs again down to 6. And they want to run that ball once again. And that'll be a gain across midfield to the USF 47-yard line. Jared Jordan getting the call, so they will punt the ball away. More than happy to do it. With just under 9 minutes remaining once this punt happens. 4th down and 9 coming up. And the clock just melding away. 8:45, 8:44. Well, maybe you can get a little bit of help from up above with the rain, and maybe a bad snap, giving St. Francis some good field position. Don't jump, though. Play clock at 5, at 4. They get the snap. Here's the punt up the way. Meister, high, short, angling out of bounds across the way out of bounds, in fact. They'll line that one up around the 28, 29-yard line of St. Francis, so the offense gets another chance at it. But now just 8:21 remaining in this football game, and down 2 scores, 20-10.
USF will start 1st and 10.
Coach Donnelly going to continue to go with Heath Simmons. We've not seen Luke Robertson so far this year. And boy, the rain is not going to help. The receivers already had problems much of this 4th quarter holding on to the football. Simmons wants to throw, steps up, and as he was throwing, the ball is loose. His arm was moving forward. They rule that incomplete pass. But again, the second half, just more of the same. A lot of pressure on Heath Simmons, and can't find the time to make the throw. That takes the clock down to 8:16. It'll be 2nd and 10 with the ball still at the USF 29-yard line. Need a miracle right now, folks, if you're a Cougar fan. 2 wide to the left, 1 wide to the short side. They come up with press coverage out there. Simmons drops, wants to screen the ball, still getting rid of it. Has a completion at the 30, and not much more than that. There'll be only a yard gain as coming out of the backfield that time. Got the ball into the hands of Luke Owens.
Tackle on a play by number 4, Vince Walker of Siena Heights. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Clock moves. We're inside of 8 minutes. 3rd down and 8. St. Francis got to go for it regardless, trying to get out to the 39. They've got 2 snaps to accomplish that. Cenarius wide to the near side. Crawford comes up and press coverage on him. Here's Simmons. Rush is coming. Looking, throws over the middle. Got a catch and dropped. Once again, they just cannot hold on to the ball. That was Van Kuren.
Simmons pass intended for Van Kuren is incomplete.
Now it's 4th down. Game is right here, right now. Now they're going to punt the ball. Coach Donnelly trying to keep it a 20-10 ball game and not add any more insult to injury. Derek Robb done a fine job as a backup to Jack James, out with the broken foot. Rain tapering off now. It's still 37-31 to play. Robb waits at his 17-yard line. Got the snap. No rush. Kick is away. Howell looking for this one and fairly catches the ball at the 32-yard line. So Siena Heights and content to run some clock. Look for maybe a dry change of clothes, hopefully, and get on the bus and head back to Adrian, Michigan. And first of their Mid-East League win. Right now, they're just 7:26 away from that one. Steady light rain we're seeing at Darcy Stadium. Now remember, especially when it's not just brutally cold, a lot of teams like to play in this weather, especially if you're winning the football game. Find it a lot of fun. Now they take basically tight formation except 1 wide. And you know they're going to run the ball, and they do. Here's Jared Jordan. No, he slips away to the outside and turns the corner, and will pick up about 3 yards. Gets it across the 35, and that has been his forte, running the football. Plays designed to go maybe off guard, off tackle, but he's able to just keep it alive, keep the legs churning, and slide off to either end and turn the corner. Gain is 3, 2nd down and 7.
7 from the Siena Heights 36-yard line.
And unless St. Francis is able to get their hands on this football, this may well be the final drive of the football game. Cougars come up for a moment in press coverage. Now they want to run the ball. There's Jordan again, off tackle, tripped up and trying to reach the first down stick, and a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Cougars very frustrated, obviously. Now it's starting to get a little bit lighter here at Darcy Stadium, but I believe the damage has been done. 3rd down and short, 3rd and a couple. They mark that ball back at the 41, and I believe they've given up trying to even keep a dry football in there. It is what it is for the final 6:12. Almost a certainty they'll keep the ball on the ground once again. This tight formation, a little motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. They want to run counter, and Jared Jordan, this time they've got him. Tripped up and dropped for a loss. So the Cougars still playing.
Number 7,
River Walsh jumped the gun that time and came around and made the tackle in the backfield to bring up 4th down and 6. Clock is stopped right now. Let's see if St. Francis has taken one of their timeouts remaining. They have. And very timely, looks like the rain has just about ended, at least momentarily, just really light sprinkles of anything. It will be 4th down and 6 coming up. Ball is at the Siena Heights 37. St. Francis having at least one more opportunity trying to move this football. They have not been able to accomplish anything in the 4th quarter. There's a little bit of deja vu irony looking at 2019. The Cougars did not score in the second half in that one, and they lost that ball game 24-14. Here today at home, they're trailing 20-10. Meister loosening up that right leg, waits for the snap back inside the 25. Here's the snap. Kick is underway. That's blocked! USF blocks the ball, picked up, and they will run either into the end zone or close to it. Let's see how they rule it. They're going to rule it a touchdown. I thought, we'll have to check. I thought that might be Bailey Cox that came in there, or Nate Tollum. It's going to be one of the young guys that came in and blocked the kick and into the end zone for a touchdown. And do you believe? So the two Cougars manufacture a score with 5:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Now they were short a man on the extra point. Need this one to make it a 3-point ball game. Osler on to attempt the extra point. Right-footed kick is on the way, long enough and good. It's 20-17, and folks, out of nothing, something for USF, still alive and on life support. They've got to get the ball back, and before that, they've got to stop Siena Heights. But the Saints were thinking, let's just get onto the bus, and all of a sudden it has turned around 20-17, and St. Francis somehow still alive here in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. Let's take a quick break. Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Well, who would have guessed the special teams coming in, blocking the punt, getting into the end zone, and the Cougars are alive. Now they'll tee it up from the 35. Do you gamble to try to go onside, or with 5:59, both teams with one timeout remaining, you just try to hope your defense can either make a stop or create a turnover? But we'll find out here momentarily. 20-17 ball game. Here comes the kick. They pooch it far side. Fair catch is made at the 27. So the Saints have got the ball, and they'll move from left to right with 5:39 remaining in regulation. Field goal would tie it. Touchdown might win it for St. Francis. And, of course, what will the Saints try to do? Will they now open things up again? They're going to give them a spot of the ball up at the 28. So here we go. We'll see who's in there at quarterback for the Saints. Not seen Jalen Vanderbosch or Ty Smith, I don't believe, today, out of Fort Wayne. Hard count. Now they back away. It's Ryan Miner in there. Jared Jordan has done the bulk of the ball carrying. Play clock down to 11. Miner looks like he's set to go now. Too wide to his right. Has the snap, read option, hands it off, and looking, and there's Jared Jordan, skips out of a tackle in the backfield, brings it across the 30 up to about the 32-yard line, maybe a little bit more than that. Able to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards. He is a hard tackler to bring down, very elusive, just kind of glides along and able to break tackles. Second down and 5, still over 5 minutes remains. Miner again backing away. More time on the play clock right now with 15. Eric Williams in the slot to the left side. Got also a wide out to the left as well. Read option. They'll hand the ball off, and the Cougars stiffen in the middle. They'll give up yardage grudgingly only to the 35. So third down and 3. Third down and close to 4 coming up for the Saints with 4:41 remaining in this football game. Nose of the football inside the Saints 35. They bring Caleb Jefferson back in as the running back now. Will they throw for it? Try to get out to their own 38.
Siena Heights, 35.
Big play coming up with USF somehow back within 3. Got to make a play. Alfred Moore trying to encourage the crowd. Miner backs up out of the pistol. Waiting for the snap. Cougars show blitz. They'll run the ball, and they're not going to get there. It's a loss as Jefferson slipped on the turf, able to get back only short of the 35. Timeout St. Francis, 4:03 remains, and 4th down coming up, and already Caleb Meister coming back out there. He's just had one punt blocked. Did St. Francis call the timeout?
Tackle to the Cougars by number 95, Alfred Moore on that last play.
Can't really determine at the, yes, they did. They have no timeouts remaining, so they're going to get the ball. Jay Siegel comes back in punt return. And we're going to keep things right here. 4 minutes, 3 seconds on the clock. That's an eternity in college football. Got a chance to work the field down. A field goal would tie it. Hostler is hit from 36 yards out already today. Made a 30-yard extra point attempt after a couple of penalties. And could we see another block punt? Got to believe that Meister is going to be not taking his time back there. Here we go. Team's back on the field. Rain has stopped. Cougars will be coming. Siegel back. Here's the kick up. Got it away. High. Hanging kick. Siegel calling for it. He's got to drop the football. Got to get on it. And he does at the 26 and took a late hit. That should have been a flag. As it is, 1st and 10 USF, 3:53 on the clock. They'll have it at their 26-yard line. Want to bring in a fresh football if they can. But you've got to find a way to make some plays now. Mark it at the 27. Miles wide left. Got company out here. Spread offense. Empty backfield now. Simmons with the snap. They come with a rush. Throws quickly. He's got to catch just all across the 30 to the 32. So that will be good for about 4 or 5 yards. Clock is stopped for some reason with 3:44 remaining. That play in bounds. Did Siena Heights call a timeout? No, now it runs again with 3:40 remaining. That was good for 6 yards on that catch. 2nd down, Siegel stays wide to the short side to the right. Maybe a little pump and go would set things up long. Simmons looks left side, throws, and there's a high ball. No chance for DeAndre Miles. Can't blame him on that one. Simmons may not have had the best grip with these wet conditions. But now it's going to be 3rd down and 4. You've got to get to the 37, and you've got 2 plays to do it. Cenarius out the last play, comes in, brings the play in as well. Miles will check out of there. Cougars taking their time. Clock stopped on the incompleted pass with 3:23 remaining. Got plenty of time. Just got to make plays. Cam Peterson stays in. He's offset to the left. Virtually even with Heath Simmons back there in the backfield. And the whistles blew again. Is that going to be procedure? Off false start? I'll let find out here in a second.
Delay of game.
No delay of game. The clock ran out. Wow, that hurts. 3rd and 4 now becomes 3rd and 9. Yes, you still have 2 plays to try to get out to your own 37. But the Saints have grudgingly been giving up the short routes, not the long routes today. Siegel was one of the lone exceptions early late in that 2nd quarter. Now they change up a little bit. This set has 2 wide to the left for Heath Simmons. Takes the snap, drops to throw, steps up, and they've got him for a sack, and that is going to do it. Back at the 20-yard line. Offensive line just not been able to keep him out there. And with a loss, it'll be 4th down and forever. You still have time. Time is not the question. The distance. It's back at the 21. And you've got to get to your own 38. Well, we've seen one miracle today with a block punt for a touchdown. Do we have a second one in store? And you know they're going to be coming again. Linebackers, though, playing off. They're about 10 yards deep. Somebody's got to make a play. This snap right now. And here's Simmons, throws on and threw it short. It was hit from behind. And that is it. Intended for Cam Peterson, but no chance on that one. So the 4th down bid ends, and with it likely opportunity for the Cougars to come back and win this ball game.
Siena Heights will take over first and 10 on the Cougar, 19 yards.
So they'll have it at the 19. St. Francis, no timeouts remaining. Saints can try to add to their 3-point lead, 20-17. But really all they need is about 2 or 3 running plays and to effectively end this football game. Well, it was exciting for a moment, but again, when the offense needed to come alive, it could not perform. Special teams stepped up, though. And let's see now. Miners in there, does want to run the ball with Jared Jordan, and dragging tacklers inside the 10, still on his feet. And somewhere along the line, you can't reach for his shoulder pads or his chest. You have to attack the belt or below, or he's not going down. And now they're about to score another touchdown. They did blow the whistle back inside the 10 at the 9, so it'll be 1st and goal. Just a matter of what this final score is going to be again, unless another miracle from above is about to happen here today. Can't believe that they would try to throw the football. Do have one wide to the right. It is not Eric Williams, but Miners back there, ready for the snap. Hands it to Jared Jordan once again. No, he kept it himself, and he'll bootleg around the left end into the end zone. This will be a 9-yard touchdown run by Ryan Miner. Caught everybody napping. And add another touchdown to the Saints total with 1:51 to play. And they're back up again by 9, pending the extra point by Secchi, who's not missed this season. Did miss a field goal, though, at the start of the ball game from 45 yards out. But it's a 2-score lead. Secchi measuring off the distance. The hold is good. The kick looks good. And it is good. Again, the lead is 10, just like that for Siena Heights, 27-17. We'll step out with another timeout. Cougars need instant points when we return down the stretch, trailing it by 10. Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Saints 35, Andrew Bookman.
Siegel and Butler, the kick returners for USF. Joey Didier's leaving the press box. That kind of tells you what the prevailing attitude is with 1:51 remaining. USF down 10, needing 2 scores, and just not a lot of luck today in the second half. No luck with the offense. Here comes the kick. They'll kick it short. Running up to it. Mother hit has it bounce. Works to the 20. Trying to run across the middle of the field. And squirts across the 25 up to the 30. To about the 32 is where they may spot it. So St. Francis still with 1:46 on the clock. But how do you come up with 10 points late in the game? Wow, I'll tell you, what a change of feeling, though, with 5:39 when that Meister punt was blocked and into the end zone for a Cougar touchdown. Suddenly you thought all was possible.
31-yard line.
But again, the offense, the issue. And good Saints defense, especially up front, coming with the sacks.
Offsides, kicking team, number 6.
Yeah, let's see. They may add 5 to the total. They were offside on the kickoff. So instead of the 31, add 5. That'll put the ball up around the 36.
As a result of the penalty, Cougars will start.
Maybe just a little bit of misting rain. That's the ball we've got right now. But the horse is out of the barn. Cenarius is in wide to the right. In fact, they'll have trips out there to the right side. Lone wide to the near side. Simmons has been struggling to find time. They're coming again. Steps up. Throws over the middle. Has got a catch. Takes a hit. Cross midfield. So that catch is made at the 48-yard line. Eli Patchett on the catch. 1st and 10 at the 49. Cougars will not quit until 000s come up. Here's a quick throw. That's wide, intended for Cenarius. High and wide to the outside. That'll leave 1:28 on the clock. He'll come back 2nd down and 10 with the ball still at the Siena Heights 48-yard line. St. Francis does huddle up. Now they come out of it. Kamakewicz in the slot to the right side. Cenarius split wide of him. Here's Simmons looking, throws to a spot. He's got the catch right at the 1st down stick. They're going to rule it a catch made, I believe, by Cenarius. Went down to 2 knees. And they will honor the catch on the 1st down. Clock stopped while they move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Now suddenly the Cougar offense coming alive. Simmons again stepping up looking, and they've got him trapped, but he got rid of the ball to Peterson, who catches it for a 1st down at the 27. Well, Simmons is taking a beating back there today. Comes up a little wobbly, in fact. Clock is moving now. It'll reach a minute before the snap of the football. 1st and 10. Just outside the 25-yard line. Simmons a long time now with the snap. Wants to throw, and they've got him for a helmet height hit. And let's see, is that a horse collar? Boy, they had him right around the helmet. And Dale Wagner didn't throw a flag right next to the play. Wow. They've had 2 targeting calls that, quite frankly, I did not think were targeting. Simmons will spike the ball. That will stop the clock with 34 seconds to play. And that'll bring up 3rd down. They'll put that ball down at the 35.
We have 2nd down and 10.
No, he spiked the ball. I think that's going to be a 3rd down call. They've got 2 downs to work with, trying to get it down inside the 18, just outside the 17. Simmons again. 1 back, offset to the left, Peterson. Long counts, got the snap. Looks, throws quickly, near side. That's catch. DeAndre Miles caught the ball, gets away from 1, gets down to the 25, gets a lot of that yardage back. They'll still need a 4th down snap, needing 4th down and about 6 or 7. And the only time 15 seconds remains. Got to hurry. Down to 12, down to 11. Simmons quickly looking. Can't find anything. Flushed left. Looking. Throw back across the far side of the field. Caught at the 20 to the 15. Not going to get into the end zone. Van Kuren on the catch. And that's the way this game will end, in a 27-17 victory for the Siena Heights Saints, as they will take the record even out at 2-2, and the Cougars, with a costly Mid-East League loss, they'll drop to 1-2 overall. We're coming back with our post-game presentation. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Dad, that's Jason's.
Okay, sir, whatever you've got, run them out. Run the post-game open. I'll just recap the score and get out of here.
Saturday, October 9th, 12 noon kickoff against Madonna. And on behalf of of everyone at the University of St. Francis, thank you for attending.
You know, that's a great way to put things. Some things went right, some things went wrong today, but when it counted, St. Francis couldn't come all the way back. They got a great special teams play by their punt block team that did punt a block and into the end zone for a touchdown to give them a chance and come back within 3 points. But again, fourth down bid failed, and they lose by a final score of 27-17. Let's look at the line score of the ball game. The Saints had the first scoring opportunity, missing from a 45-yard field goal by Secchi, who did his part. He hit a pair of back-to-back 44-yarders. But before that, Bailey Parker with an interception set up a Aiden Hostler field goal from 36 yards out at the 2:46 mark. The day started pretty well for St. Francis. They had the early 3-0 lead. Secchi with the back-to-back field goals from 44 yards gave them a 6-3 lead for Siena Heights until Cam Peterson, after a big-time catch by Jay Seeger, bound as he took the ball, went head over heels. Siegel, I should say, caught the ball, cartwheeled at the one, marked them down short of the goal line. One play later, Cam Peterson ran it in, and St. Francis, after the extra point that actually occurred from 30 yards out after back-to-back procedure calls, St. Francis was headed to halftime in a 10-6 lead. A lot of optimism. The Cougars won the toss, deferred. They were going to get the ball in the second half to start. Not so fast, my friend. Fumble. USF was driving. They coughed it up at their own 34. No harm from that. And then Isaiah Higgins made a play in the end zone with an interception. You had to be feeling good. But finally, Siena Heights would get the ball back, and that would lead to a pair of touchdown passes from Ryan Miner. First one at the 5:59 mark, good for 13 yards. He would follow that one up on a bomb, 41 yards down the middle to his favorite receiver, Eric Williams, at the 3:31 mark. Things look bleak, 20-10 in favor of Siena Heights, headed to the fourth quarter, and the Cougars were stopped on downs. Again, you thought, well, that's the way it's going to end, but finally Siena Heights, trying to just basically run out the game, run out the clock. They were going to come with a punt, and Meister had that punt blocked and into the end zone. The Cougars recovered it for a touchdown. Suddenly they're down just 3 points at 20-17, but again, another fourth down stop would end the day for St. Francis as they gave it up at their 19-yard line. Ryan Miner would bootleg it into the end zone with 1:51 remaining. Secchi with the final point of the ball game, and 27-17 the final in favor of Siena Heights here today. So back to the drawing board for St. Francis. They're 1-2. They'll try to draw even with 2-2. They have Madonna University. The Crusaders, for the first time ever, will come into Darcy Stadium next Saturday at high noon to play USF. As far as the Saints, they complete a two-game road trip next Saturday. They're in Ann Arbor to take on number 5 Concordia. So the Saints feeling good about themselves. They got a Mid-East League win today. They're 2-2 on the season. But now, what can they do on the road in Ann Arbor between the two Michigan schools, Siena Heights against Concordia? Special thanks today to Josh Shipper, our studio producer. My name's Joe Parson. Until next Saturday at high noon. So long, everybody. Thanks so very much for listening. All right, Chief, we're out of here. You too. See you, buddy.
city would have